Is it easier to impregnate my wife if she likes me? Can I seduce the Pope if we're both homosexual? My husband keeps committing suicide. What do I do? Is there a way to force my kids to stop being gay? Fuck, I executed my kids for nothing. Which DLC do I need for raping? First time going Jewish, any tips? How do I weaponize herpes? Can I make myself and the Pope gay in a year? How hard is it to strangle an 8-year-old? Are 16-year-olds more fertile? How do you get to 70 without at least getting your sister pregnant? Can I sleep with my son if we're both gay? My inbred daughters keep dying too fast. Is there any way to stop democracy in Europe? Why can't I castrate this 15-year-old in my dungeon? How do I use incest to my advantage? Can the Pope absolve me of murdering my kids more than once? Why are all the eligible single ladies 6-year-olds? What are the benefits of marrying my daughter in comparison to my sister or my mother? Wife became a cannibal. Should I divorce her as soon as possible? Why won't anyone fuck my sister? Is there any way to attract Jews, or do they come randomly? How do I start getting involved in Satanism? Why won't my gay brother have sex with me? Is there any point of not massacring the natives? Are you implying that prison is not a good place for a child? My daughter is a necrophile. Is this normal? Is it possible to eat the prophet? Should I seduce my father or my son? If either aren't the same, you're not even trying. Can Satan give me my balls back? If you capture a pregnant woman and can ransom her, don't do it straight away. Wait until she gives birth for an extra prisoner. My wife is pissed that I'm banging our mom. My homosexual daughter just gave birth to the Pope's son. I want murder to be illegal so I can fuck all my daughters without penalty. You should constantly impregnate your daughter so that she doesn't even have time to get impregnated by anyone else. My crippled homosexual son was hands down my best ruler ever, despite me trying to kill him for the first half of his life. I usually kill my wife once she is no longer able to make babies. Then I get a new 16-year-old wife. If my
Yeah, I've had enough of that. Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? I am the Common Sense Guy, and I am here today with... you need to unmute yourself. Unfortunately, I muted you, and you need to unmute yourself if you can, please. But I am here, obviously, with... She's here. I'm here today with, obviously, the woman of the hour. She is B, and she is here to blow your Sunday. How are you doing, B? Well, she's giving it a good blow.
Jay is here too.
Hey, yes, hello everybody. She's already started beating me.
That's part of the happiness that is there. Then that's part of siblingness. I mean, not unless you have a look at what we just witnessed at the beginning, and we wonder why that we call other people with brothers and sisters incestual.
So what is this Crusader Kings? Is it a game or?
No, I just think it's something that's on a comment section, a comment thread, and I think that they just take the funniest ones out and just turn it into a video, because I think there's 6 playlists anyway.
Wow.
And I think we'll be able to play one for every beginning for at least the next month, so we should be all right.
Well, that'll take us up to Christmas. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Christmas. We got to do a special one for B Blow's Christmas.
B Blow's Christmas.
B Blow Santa. There you go.
No, it can't be a Pacific person. That's not real.
You can't use Christmas. That's now considered anti-PC.
Can I blow Rudolph?
You can blow Rudolph. You can make him have more than just a red nose.
Rudolph is female, but yeah.
Yeah, so, did you know that? Rudolph is
I did not know that. No, I did not know that Rudolph was a female deer in a fictional fucking song. I did not know.
All the reindeers are female.
Why do they all have antlers?
That's exactly why they're female. It's something to do with they getting antlers at a certain time of the year, and it's only the females that do it at Christmas.
That doesn't actually happen in almost... I think there is one section of deers that do that, but generally it's the men that get antlers. Hardly any females ever get antlers.
They had a deer specialist come on and was telling us about the antlers and how they're all female in the Christmas movies, and Santa's reindeers are all female.
But is that because that they used female deers because they're easier to control than having a stag and they're
Look,
smaller?
I'm not a deer expert. I'm just
You're the one who's coming out and saying that Rudolph's definitely a girl.
he is a girl.
He is a girl, yes. We're now going into the rumor transsexual deer.
Well, let's be fluid. It is 2018.
Let's be fluid. Let's not be fluid with animal gender. That's not. We can't even be fluid with human gender.
And as I've happened to have a look at some of the stories you're going to do, you might want to rethink that when you get to the penguins.
Yeah, I know penguins. I know.
Oh, I love the penguins. I can't wait for that one.
Penguins should be interesting. The penguins should be interesting. Not as interesting as the time travel. That should be quite.
That was purple.
Yeah, I think it'll be very, very interesting to do that one. I can't wait to do the human brain on a computer. So that one should be quite interesting. The drunk pilot, that should be funny to reiterate that one because we did that on Friday. Well, I did part of that on Friday. I did part of that on Friday. I didn't do all of it. I did part of it.
And as B is here, I think you should start with number 3.
Yes.
Cannot we just start? It is B show, right? Okay, we'll start. We'll start with that one, right?
Which I believe is Granny Cookies.
Yes.
The way to give the story away, woman.
Just a title. Just a title. I mean, that could mean anything.
In South Africa, cookies means the vagina, so
That's true.
Enjoy that thought.
I like a cookie then.
Confirmed. CSG likes granny vagina.
No, I just like vagina. Specifically my missus's vagina. Specifically. You just have to find out who the missus is.
Is it Memes?
No, Memes is definitely a man.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily lay money on that, but he after all, is a centrist, so maybe he's like half and half.
Maybe he's a hermaphrodite.
Oh, that's the point. He could be.
You mean intersex? You have to be PC now.
I thought that was PC.
Hermaphrodite is not correct anymore. It's now intersex.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, get with the times, people. It's 2018. God damn. Anyway, Californian students mixed grandparents' cremated ashes into homemade cookies. The biscuits were sampled by at least nine of the young baker's classmates who could be suffering some emotional issues. Why, you say? Why? Because nobody wants to eat dead people, apart from the quid.
Thank you.
So, police in California are investigating a report that a high school student mixed the cremated ashes of a grandparent into a batch of homemade cookies and shared them with her classmates. So it was a she that did this, not a he. Well, then again, he was baking, so it definitely would be a she.
Yeah, we're known for poisoning us women.
Yes, you very much so are. It's never a case of maybe you are beating the actual man up, but you will kill him either by giving him bleach, knife, or poison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet you have. Wow, that was way too silent for an answer.
Sorry, I just saw Streets of Mail's message there. That's gross.
I can't read it because I can't change without you. No.
I just some of my dad's ashes in a joint, but really cookies, that's taking it a little too far.
Well, to be fair, if Sif Whiteman wanted to do that for himself, then that's fair enough. I think it's a little bit weirder to put it in cookies and share them with other people. That's a bit weird.
I don't know. Teenagers are evil.
They're sharing the love. What's the problem, man?
Not everybody likes dead people, especially when they're burnt, when they're cooked so hard that they're already ash. Can't take the flavor away.
That's true. There's no meat on it.
Okay.
There is no meat on them bones.
Bones are make soup out of them.
And jelly.
And jelly.
Yeah, I'll just stick with the joint. Two students are thought to have been involved in the baking of the sandy textured biscuits because they have to give you the fucking texture of them, which were sampled by at least 9 youngsters at the Da Vinci Charter Academy just west of Sacramento. Sorry, I just felt like saying it like that. Sacramento.
Sacramento.
She's still part of the crew. She knows what she's doing, honest.
What? Who? Me? Never.
Nobody has suffered any ill effects, and created human remains are not poisonous or anything like that. They're all right, I suppose. Just not what you do on a daily, is it?
I neither confirm or deny.
Yeah, but you don't cook them to ash, though. At least you turn them into meat.
That's fair. I accept that.
Hello, Davis Police Lieutenant Paul Doroshoff. What?
Just call him Bob.
Bobasoff. Bobaski. Mr. Polsky told the Sacramento Bee, oh, you're in there.
Yay!
Yay! That's how you knew. There could be some emotional issues experienced by eating somebody's dead grandparents. But we don't know. We don't know for sure. It's something that we need to work on and do an investigation just to make sure.
I think there needs to be more study on this.
Yes. We will get Denton Quinn on this as soon as possible. One classmate, Andy Knox, no relation to Fort Knox, told TV station KCRA, I didn't believe her until she pulled out the urn.
God.
Why would you take the urn to school?
As proof, obviously.
Oh my God. I've just baked my granny and granddad into these cookies you're eating, honest. Now you can share the love with me. Oh, I don't believe you. Well, here's the fucking urn, you cunt. Now fuck off. What the fuck? She told me there's a special ingredient in the cookie. I was kind of horrified.
Kind of horrified.
I wasn't sure what to actually feel, but I was kind of horrified. I felt that I needed to be, so I pushed for it. Mr. Doroshoff added that the motives behind, Mr. Borowski added that the motives behind the culinary crime were unknown, but said the suspects were unlikely to be charged, and that officers would leave it to the school to handle the issue. Yeah, well, everybody said the cookies tasted fine. A bit sandy, but they tasted fine. Yeah, you're fine. Going back to class.
How isn't this a police matter?
Yeah, just doing that does not explain your point.
It's just like, well, yeah, I'm trying to formula. It's like, surely the
I'm trying to formula. I'm trying to give my baby some milk.
Like, surely the cremated remains of her grandma, isn't that like kind of like
get to another word?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's not like necrophilic because obviously there has to be like a body for that, but isn't there what do they call it when you mutilate someone's remains? There's like
that is the word. That is a word, yeah, but that doesn't really happen when there isn't actually remains left because ash isn't considered a remain.
You're talking desecration.
Oh, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Desecration.
Fuck the desecration.
Oh, it's so gross.
What, the fucking of desecration or the cookies? Oh,
just doing that to your grandma.
Doing what? I want you to clarify.
It's gross. It's wrong, and surely it should be a crime.
But it's not legally.
There's something wrong with people.
There's a lot wrong with people. Just ask Mr. Quinn.
I've been saying this for years.
He admitted he was unaware as to whether making human remains into food could be considered an actual crime, Well, I suppose if you look at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was nothing to do with actually feeding human remains to anybody. It was the killing of the people first. Nothing that it would probably take some legal debate to figure out. Yeah. In a letter sent to parents, head teacher Tyler Millsap, or Fuckslap, said the pair were remorseful. Yeah, I bet they are. Nobody's remorseful if they bring a fucking urn to school to prove the fact that they baked their grandma into a cookie. Nobody can be remorseful after doing that. That's proving a point. And that it has become a personal family matter.
Well, yeah, it's their grandparents. Of course, it's bloody personal family matter.
It's not personal anymore. I shared them with 9 people in the school, so fuck you. Everybody's part of my family now. Yeah.
I would beat the shit out of my kid if they fed my dead mother to someone. That I would literally beat them to death.
You don't have the choice. It's not a criminal offence.
Well, it would be a criminal offence in my house, and I would beat them to death.
I think that would be the crime, not the sharing of your grandmother or your mother.
Maybe she's got like some sort of delusion of like maybe she thought she was a priest or something handing out the body of her grandmother.
Yes, just like a priest would hand out
the body of Christ
and some wine to symbolize fucking Jesus.
Well, in some it symbolizes. Other religions believe they actually is the body of Christ.
Well, then whatever. It's a case of, bless you, my child. Bless you, my child. Have this cookie. Bless you, my child. Have this cookie. Bless you, my child. Drink this wine. God's sake.
People are strange.
Oh, well, she is a teenager, and I did some fucked up shit as a teenager.
Did you ever Did you ever give cookies to people in your class, even normal cookies?
I gave a poison cupcake to a friend, yes.
Did you do that on purpose because you didn't know it was poisonous, or are you committing a crime right now by explaining this?
Well, okay, she had no ill effects, and it wasn't like poisonous, but the ingredients I used were extremely old, like 15.5p was actually on the bottle of the food colouring. And I put in half a dead ant because the other half got squished in my thumb. I sprinkled in a bit of dirt and I sneezed on it.
Right. Oh. So in other words, you're a bigger cunt than we thought you were.
I was a teenager and I was a bitch and it was funny.
Yeah, I've never ever done anything like that when I was a teenager. The worst thing that I ever did was hit somebody on the back of their head for fucking calling me a name.
That's it.
Well, what else do? I'm not going to go start going around and killing people because I dislike them as a teenager because they have no friends, B.
I had friends. They were the one egging me on.
I bet you they were egging you on. It sounds like your school was just about throwing culinary around. Here, I don't like this person. Give him this chocolate bar that's got some nails in it.
What can you say? By the way, RPR. So what if Jensen fed your mother to another in a private meal? Would you be upset at that, B?
Don't you touch our mother.
I'm not going to touch our mother.
Your mother.
Our mother. Thank you.
Well, you can't anyway because she's in the garden.
Hey, Mrs. Quinn.
What?
No, Mrs. Quinn, not Miss. Mrs. Quinn.
Yeah.
Come here. I've got something that I want to eat on you.
That's just getting weirder and weirder.
I meant nibble on her pinky.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Her pinky line in the middle.
And in answer to means, yes, B is a witch.
She's more of a Wiccan. She tries to be a witch, but she's not good enough.
Witches don't exist. So yeah, it is a Wiccan.
Okay, whatever.
So, B, pick another story, but you cannot pick the sex ones yet or the time travel or the brain one.
Okay, I'm willing to go to number one. We'll start from the beginning.
So Taiwanese woman. This is I'm not like I don't want this story. I don't want this story. I don't like this story. Go away, story. I should really have had this lined up. There we go. Yay, story. I don't want to look at that. Go away, picture. That's anyway. Before the story starts, this is the actual centipede that was in somebody's ear. Yay. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go past the picture. So, a 52-year-old woman in Taiwan sought medical help after feeling some slight discomfort from having a 4-inch wriggling centipede that was alive stuck in her ear. So, horrified doctors discovered the creepy crawly huddled inside her ear canal. Doctors extracted the insect with tweezers, and her hearing was not affected, apparently. 52-year-old woman checked herself into the hospital in Taiwan a few days ago after feeling discomfort, blah, 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 local reports, all that, and fucking advertising. I hate the Daily Mail. Horrified doctors discovered the 10-centimeter 4-inch creepy crawly and immediately removed the insect with a pair of tweezers. And again, that is the actual centipede that was in her ear canal, stayed there.
How long was it in for? Was it 4 days, did you say?
Why can't you listen to the story? Making me go up and have a look. Back up to the top. I don't know if I remembered where it was. Horrified medical help after feeling discomfort. It doesn't say.
After all that.
It doesn't say. I think the 4 days come from the last sex story that you brought up with the turtle.
Okay.
The woman told doctors in Kangchang Memorial Hospital she suspected there was something crawling inside her ear. I don't know what it could be. What could it be? To United Daily News. After checking her ear canal with a otoscope, Dr. Xing Zhangming, director of hospital's Department of Odontology, I'm really shit at these, confirmed that there was an unknown insect in her canal.
Yeah.
He immediately applied an anesthetic spray to prevent the bug from biting and extracted it with a pair of tweezers. Revealing the stomach-churning discovery, she added, the woman's hearing and ear canal were not damaged thanks to her decision to get immediate medical attention. So it must have just happened on that day at least.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's what he saw in the ear canal, which is... I don't know if you could actually work... Well, she's got some earwax. We can see that.
Oh, dear.
In April, Z was also treated a 47-year-old female patient who had a tick attached to her eardrum, which had most likely been transferred from her pet dog. And that's the reason why they eat them. No, not the ticks, the dogs. Small bugs do something... they do sometimes enter human ears, and it is advised to see a doctor as soon as possible.
No shit.
Yeah, should this occur? Because you need to get that insect removed, safely. Nothing to do with the fact of you've got a fucking bug in your ear, you cunt. If done at home, there is a risk of causing injury or that remains of the bug left in the ear.
Oh, Christ.
Says you that brought up the bloody story of the woman with the turtle and the vagina and all that type of stuff, and you're saying gross for this. Yeah, that's still not a response.
It's a dead bug. Come on. At least the toe is cute.
It was dead.
At what point is
Yeah,
the
that's
turtle
cruel.
up your snatch cute?
Well, it's Oh, I don't know.
Would you prefer to have the 4 inches up you instead?
On risk of getting beaten, I should point out it's not necessarily the first time Bee's had something 4 inches shoved in her ear.
That's
No,
true.
not in her ear. Not in her ear. Not in her ear. I said up her.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, somebody laughed, so I'm going to guess that's a yes.
Come on.
Let it wriggle and tickle inside you, darling.
Oh, God, not that.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well,
So,
as a
you'll
kid,
have to pick another story when you're ready, when you actually come back to the land of the living.
there was those bugs that we used to call earwigs. I mean, maybe that's where your story came from.
Yeah.
Had a bug in your ear?
No, he just said earwig, and I've never liked him, and I've always gone to that ear for it.
I had a wasp in my ear once.
Okay.
So, because obviously as a child, I thought the best way to get it out was to put my hand over my ear, and the wasp stung my hand and flew out.
Lucky it stung your bloody hand.
Lucky it stung my hand as well, yeah.
And technically, it works because it left. So your theory.
In all fairness, I got extremely lucky.
Yeah, lucky you didn't want to keep on going down the canal and get stuck, and didn't fucking keep on buzzing all the time, so it destroyed your hearing.
It couldn't buzz because it couldn't like move its wings inside my ear.
Because you're that tight.
And I suppose technically we could say it's not the first time that bees have a prick in a hand.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Terrible.
Thank you.
Yeah, that wasn't particularly good.
Get on the naughty step.
Oh, and from T34 Tank, I also ate a slug as a baby. Good to know.
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, we're getting all of the happy people today. So, yep, he's got stung by a bee very close to my eyes as a kid, and he also ate a slug. So,
Tank, did you ever lick caterpillars? I can't even say the word. Shut up.
Ow.
I'm gonna guess that Mr. Jensen Quinn has done something to lick a caterpillar as he was trying to stop me from saying anything.
No, I have not licked caterpillars.
I used to lick caterpillars. They're hairy.
You're freaky.
It's freaky. Yeah.
Warn people she's weird. Nobody listens.
So, who licked the caterpillar?
I licked the caterpillar.
Was it because it was? No, I'm not even going to say.
Oh, come on. I was a kid. I didn't even know what that was.
But you knew that you wanted it and you wanted to lick it.
I wanted to lick the caterpillar.
Oh, for God's sake. This is why B blows your Sundays. This is the whole reason why B blows them. Right. So, should we pick another story? Or what should we do?
Yeah. Go to number 2 then.
What's number 2, pilot? Did you
Hang on.
pick everything up now? I don't know where everything is.
I'm not too drunk. You're too drunk to fly the plane.
Yay! I
Well
like
done.
that one. I like that one. It was good. Right, I have got what I wanted. It's changed over. We've done it. Well, I'm doing it. I'm actually learning how Hangouts actually works. Wow, amazing! It's not like I do it every other fucking day in a week.
Learning.
Well, I would like to see you do the actual stream. That would be funny, B. We'll do it on your channel next, shall we?
I'm going to practice, but sure.
Okay.
You should have seen the terror on her face.
Yeah, I bet. I bloody bet.
I just hate the fact that his cookies come up on the side, and I don't really want
You
people
come up on the side.
to
Okay. So Pirate was nearly 10 times over the alcohol limit at Heathrow before a flight to Tokyo.
I have to stop you here. Is that 10 times the limit for an English person or an American person?
Is 10 times the limit to be able to fly any plane universally on international law.
Okay.
And why would it matter if it's 10 times the limit over in America compared to the UK?
Because when it comes to drinking, they're a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the legal limit is actually any different. Remember, legal limit, not the limit for the race of the person, you fucking racist. And as I say that, Katashiki Toshi Kati Bita fucking wacky.
Wicked.
Who was due to be in the cockpit of the plane, filed a breath test 15 minutes before takeoff, just to see if he was, legally there or not. And he was arrested after being reported to the police when an airport bus driver smelled alcohol on him. The drunk pilot failed a breath test just 50 minutes before the Japanese Airlines flight to Tokyo, and that name again was due to be in a cockpit of the Boeing 777 aircraft that holds up to 244 passengers, and nobody seems to want to find out if they can actually do alcohol tests before he actually flew in the plane. I'm pretty sure that should be a legal requirement for airline pilots to do that. Surely?
Do they, I'm pretty sure most of it's automated and you only have to keep it level.
And land it.
Yes.
Taking off easy, flying easy, landing, not so much. Or at least surviving the landing.
Well, was the co-pilot drunk as well?
It doesn't matter. He's the one in control. Look, if you're the driver and you go, well, my passenger that's in the passenger seat next to me, he's all right. That doesn't get you off, does it?
Only if you get caught.
You're a bad woman.
Yes.
You're a bad woman. And you're the reason why people have legal limits.
Well, think of it this way. At least they couldn't have actually necessarily busted him for speeding in the plane. Because if
they could bust him for driving past a mountain at, I don't know, clipping your wing speed.
Reckless endangerment, attempted murder.
Yeah, okay, I'll accept that one. In all fairness, at least if he brushed past the mountain, that's okay. If he flew straight into it, that's when it becomes a bit, of a problem.
In all fairness, with the fire, he's going to go up pretty fast. They're not going to find his body.
True.
And then some teenager's going to feed him to her friends.
Yeah, Jensen Quinn will be the first one in the queue.
Hey? Grandma cookies.
Japanese alcohol cookies. They're so good, they get you drunk. The pilot is due to be sentenced at Isleworth Crown Court the 29th of November. Oh, a day before I go for my pre-op. Yay. Test was revealed he had 189 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood in his system. That's a shit ton of alcohol.
That is. How is he even still alive?
Oh. Now you're saying because he's Japanese and having that much, now you're saying that he shouldn't be alive and drinking that much. Yeah, we know your game, B. We know your game. Nobody can drink as well as the English.
That's true.
No, nobody can drink and get as drunk as quick as the English. The Germans can outlast us by taking their time to drink. So can the Dutch.
Yeah, but in all fairness, with the Dutch, the only thing they really give a shit about is the weed. So, the booze is just a bonus.
Not that many Dutch people smoke weed.
You'd be surprised. Actually, that's the whole reason why Dutch people themselves actually voted to actually legalize cannabis. There's a lot of people in Netherlands that actually smoke it. That's the reasons why there's cafes of it on every corner, because you don't have to go into specifically licensed cafes that just do puff or weed. You can go into any coffee shop and get it. No, I don't know this. I've never been.
Oh, you should do. It's really good, dude.
Yeah, I had no idea that if you go into Pacific coffee shops that you can just ask for a coffee and a joint and you can get it. Had no idea.
No idea.
No idea. Honest. I'm a good boy. I've never did anything.
Yeah.
Honest. Honest. Please. Please believe me.
If
Why
you're
wouldn't you believe me?
why?
Don't be mean, Jensen. He's on a live stream here.
Okay. I'm sorry, CSG.
For what? What the fuck did you do?
Trying to imply that you're a druggie.
I was years ago.
Yeah.
I've already said this. I've already said this before. I had such a problem that I run away from home before.
Okay.
I've said this before. I said this before on a live stream.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard it.
That's because you don't listen to me because you're a slag.
Oh, yes,
That's
I'm enjoying this.
Sorry, that was a bit harsh.
Accurate though.
It may be accurate, but doesn't matter. It's still not nice to call a lady a slag. She's a slut, but she's not a slag.
I'm sorry. What lady are you talking about?
She's a female. She's a lady for a moment.
Which moment?
Yeah.
The moment before you blow your Sunday. I was trying to be family friendly, but I realised that I've been swearing all the way through the stream. So, whatever. Doesn't matter.
This is not a family friendly show.
Shut up, Jay. So this drunken pilot, is he looking at jail time? I mean, obviously he's going to get his license revoked.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
No?
I wouldn't be so sure about that. No, it takes a lot for airline pilots to actually lose their licenses. And the thing is, he would just say, "Oh, I wasn't driving the plane, was I? I wasn't flying it. I didn't even enter the plane. How do you know I wasn't going to fly it?"
Surely he's responsible for it, no?
He's responsible for it, but he wasn't in the plane. It's like saying, "Well, I drove to the pub and I drank. I was going to go to my car, but somebody stops me and I didn't actually get into the car. So technically, I didn't actually drink drive, did I? Even though I was going to."
Oh, he was stopped before he got on the plane?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That's right.
The lawyer to argue that point. You really could.
Yep. I am not a lawyer. Honest. No, I'm really not. I should be. I should be.
No, you shouldn't. It's an awful career.
And how would you know?
Because I've worked for lawyers and they're just awful people.
Yeah, but maybe they are awful people, but that doesn't mean that the career is awful, though, does it?
I suppose if you're going to go into like defending the innocent or doing the criminal law, that's probably a little bit more exciting. But for most lawyers, it's pretty much dull shit, and they argue over the most redonkulous stuff.
Redonkulous. I haven't heard that word in a long, long time. Do you know that I used to work in the court and used to do security in courts, as in county court, as in magistrates court and crown court?
See, now that's probably more interesting than the absolute bullshit that happens in lawyers' office.
Yeah, it's not as safe though. Not as safe. Definitely not as safe. But the reason why I know that most of them seem like decent people is because I used to chat to them most of the time. And you get to know the regulars that come in, and most of them are generally nice people.
I'm not saying they're not nice, just not when they're at work, I guess.
I'm going to have to read this joke because it's a family-friendly stream, and I have to read it. And this is from Ain't Jack, and he says, "I'd rather have a drunk drap pilot flying the plane I'm on rather than a sober Indonesian pilot flying the plane."
Ooh.
Do you think that's a dig at all of the crushes that the Indonesians have been dealing with? Nah.
No, definitely not. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's not bad. Honest. Nobody needs to know, right? All right? Right? Honest. Should we do the gay penguins?
Yes, let's do the gay penguins.
You sounded so happy doing that.
I have been looking forward to this all week.
All week.
All week.
Yeah, just give away how much effort that we put into doing this shit show of the stream, shall you?
I actually read this one.
Yeah, she did. She literally sent it to me on the Monday after we did it. I meant the stream. Honest. So, gay penguins. I don't know why that's in parentheses, but gay penguins successfully hatch baby chick and take turns to care for it. But I would like to point out before we go any further, they weren't able to conceive the actual egg. I'm really sorry to let everybody know that. They weren't able to conceive the egg properly, but they were able to make it hatch. So, Sefan and Magic, the Gintu penguins, are happy to announce the arrival of a chick that they are taking turns to look after. The same-sex couple, even though they're penguins, but we're now saying that they're human by saying they're same-sex couple, are said to be doting on their tiny offspring, who was born on October 19th, weighing just over 3 ounces. Wow, that's kind of small. That's really small. At the Sea Life Sydney Aquarium, it would be Sydney, wouldn't it? Aquarium. They have called him Jensen.
It's Sven and Magic pushed together.
Svenik.
Svenik,
yeah.
Svenik. Yay, Svenik. Jensen. Sven and Magic had caught the attention of the aquarium workers when they were constantly seen waddling around and going for swims together.
So cute.
Do you want to watch the 1 minute video?
Yes, I want to watch the 1 minute video.
All right, just because it's your stream, even though you can't actually do anything of it. If there's an advert, it's not my fault. There's an advert first.
Oh, bollocks.
You can all, we're having an interlude, 15-second interlude. Everybody be quiet. It's fine. As long as I talk over it, it doesn't count. Oh.
Thank crap for that, it's done.
Yay! Penguins.
He just poked him straight in the head.
So cute.
They're laughing at you, gays. I was happy where I was. Fuck off. You sure one of them's just gay and the other one's just like, please leave me alone?
Oh, no.
Though he does keep on looking at his ass.
Brokeback Iceberg. There you go. The movie.
Iceberg.
Oh, they did the bowing. They are together.
Of course they're together.
He's happy.
So cute.
He's happy. He's off. He's happy. He's off. All right, back to the story. Back to the fucking story.
Oh.
Oh, look at the little chickie.
Oh,
That's the little chick. Bless.
Your computer's so slow.
no.
Oh, look at the little baby.
What it is about a 12 to 15 second lag between the two things. It's actually how it's always been.
I hate you.
I know.
Well, to be fair, if you actually looked at the Hangouts rather than looking at the actual, you know, where the channel is, you would actually be able to see this in real time.
Yeah, but that would involve her actually being intelligent. I think you can problem, can't you?
I am not confirming or denying. They then began to build a collective nest of pebbles, prompting the aquarium to provide a dummy egg for them to look after. And when they proved up to the task, that's really poor. They were given real egg. I'm really sure that they were giving a real egg, and the typo in that is just perfect, Metro. You are a perfect institute of fucking journalism.
They've got great proofreaders.
Exactly. The pair have bonded. Penguin supervisor Tish Hannon said they recognize each other's signature calls and songs. She said only bonded penguins will be able to successfully find their partner using their calls when they're separated. Don't you know? Unlike many mammal species, male and female penguins take on the same parenting roles and share parental duties 50-50. So, in other words, what you're saying is this isn't actually any sort of mind-blowing opportunity. It's just the first time it's been seen between two men.
It's not the first time even.
Probably not. After all, the game's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
There is no real difference when it comes to breeding behaviors between males and females, Hannah explained. Again, so why is this a story? Bless.
It's promoting gay as perfectly acceptable even amongst the animal kingdom.
Well,
Or it's a natural phenomenon that occurs in the animal kingdom? Is that something that they might be pushing as well?
Probably, yeah.
I think just cherry pick some of the things that she said. I think she probably explained it a lot better than they've put it. Tish.
I have no idea what you just said.
I said it's probably just how Metro have just cherry picked certain things she said to bung it together. She probably just gave them an explanation.
To be fair, I'm just being cynical with the story because I just like being cynical. I think it's absolutely amazing that penguins are able to make sure that they look after the eggs and whatnot. And so what if it's a surrogate egg? It just means that there's more penguins in the world, and most penguins at this moment in time are becoming endangered. So I say fucking go for it. If it's two men that are bringing them up, who gives a shit?
And they're better parents than most humans.
I disagree with that. I've seen a lot of penguins that have just literally been sick on their children and left them.
You've seen that? I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that. It happens quite a bit where they leave them, especially if they die out in the sea and that. They get left because nobody else wants to look after them. Where humans, we would actually look after the other children.
Yeah, but is that after they pushed them out the nest?
No, it's before they push them out of the nest that I'm talking about on this particular incident, where if one of the parents goes out and gets killed, then the parent that stays behind will leave the children to go and get food for itself, and nobody else will look after that child ever.
So there's
and
no
will die before the other parent can get back because it won't be warm enough.
Bastards.
That's their way of life. That's their way of life, though. If you
Yeah, that's their way of life, but that doesn't make them better than human parents, though, does it, B?
I said some human parents.
Some don't even bloody turn up to their bloody christenings or bloody births.
Yeah, if the mother doesn't turn up to the birth, there's a few questions that need to be asked. Let's be fair.
Not really. Not really. As long as I can keep my child, I don't care. So it is common to have male to male or female to female showing courtships and breeding behavior in the wild. However, these courtships are unlikely to result in a chick.
Oh,
Which
shit.
is unlikely. There is no way that they can ever result in a chick. I'm not sure if you know what biology is there, penguin keeper, but it's definitely not going to result in a chick. So they are normally short-lived, with the penguins becoming unsatisfied and looking for another. So what you're saying is that because we artificially helped these two stay together, we're actually promoting gay behavior within the penguin community.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're promoting the gay behavior, not between letting them doing it naturally, but because you provided an egg to give them a sort of a purpose. That's actually, yeah, I don't like this. You're fucking horrible people. And that's not me being cynical either. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they could carry on that really bad behaviour. And then if they're not there to encourage it, then they're fucked, aren't they?
Well, one of them is. Well, then again, 50-50, so. Because we have given Sven and Magic the opportunity to have a potentially successful breeding season, it is very likely that they will return to each other next next year again. And if they don't breed next year, they'll separate. So what we'll do next year to make this a common occurrence, so it goes into the metro every year, we'll give them an egg and say, this is naturally happening. Look at this. So this is not the first time same-sex penguins, sorry, let me get that in there, same-sex penguin couples have adopted eggs in captivity because it wouldn't happen in the wild, with a handful of zoos worldwide reporting similar cases.
So basically what you're telling me is they're turning the penguins gay.
Yeah.
Yes, there's chemicals in the water and they're giving them eggs that are got chemicals in and they're turning the penguins gay.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't have any pieces of paper. God damn it. God damn it. Give me just a second. I'll be right with you. I don't like it when they put chemicals in the water. They're turning the freaking penguins gay.
Oh, yes. I'm so glad Memes is watching this. I'm hoping he's clipping this. This is going to be so funny.
God damn it. He's turning the freaking penguins gay.
First, they came for Alex Jones. Now they're coming after CSG.
Are we going to blame Trump for the penguins going gay?
Why would we blame Trump? We're not leftists.
Oh, I thought he gets blamed for everything.
He does, but by the leftists, not by the right. Or with people that actually have an ounce of common sense that realise that he's not the bringer of end times.
Sorry. All right, you can blame Trump. Do you feel better now?
Yeah, I mean, he's responsible for everything bad that ever happened ever.
I don't think I want to do a show with you anymore.
Sorry?
I don't think I want to do a show with you anymore. You disagree with my personal beliefs. I hate you.
I hate you too.
Yay, that's too close to love. It's close enough.
CSG is actually an SJW.
I am, it's confirmed. I am a sociopathic wanking in a jerking circle.
Good to know.
I think that covers the SJW. Oh, I did it the wrong way. I'm a psychopath that jerks in a wanking circle.
That's better.
Yay! I'm alive. Do you have anything else to say, Turtle Snatch, about the penguins that have snatched an egg?
So basically, our little penguins are gay until they realise they can't have a little baby egg, at which point they decide they don't want to be gay and they want to go back to a heterosexual life and have babies. Yes. But they give them the egg so that they stay together and encourage this behaviour, which I don't actually like. But I think later on in that story, it did actually say that they originally gave a different gay couple of penguins an egg because something happened to the original parents, which I'm totally cool with. But I'm not cool with them giving it to them to encourage gay behaviour that wouldn't be natural to them in the wild.
They're turning the freaking penguins gay.
They're turning the freaking penguins gay.
That's all we need to know about this story. Excuse me. About this story. They're turning the freaking penguins gay.
And they are cute as shit.
Yeah, penguins are, generally. Though, when you first see a penguin chick when it first comes out of the egg, not so cute. Not so cute. Think about a month. Give it a month in the oven, it'll be fine. Should we move on to porn, B? Should we move on to porn?
Is it time for porn? Is there anything else that you want to get out before the porn?
I'm a social jerking wanker.
Thank you for the update.
Well, SJW.
Okay, let's go to porn.
Yay, porn.
And considering I was banned from sending you porn and you've come up with your own porn things.
Well, we will grow up eventually. We will grow up eventually. The reason why it's halfway down is because there's a video that's really crap and I don't want to get a copyright strike on it. Should we watch the video?
No.
I don't really care. It's not like I make money from it, so it doesn't bother me. It's not going to stop the video from coming out.
Is it like one of those 70s movies that they give you
No,
when you're
no, it's not. It's kind of funny. That's
I love the burn. The burn is where I live.
who does grapes?
maybe they're wax grapes. You have to dust them.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's fuck all.
Mhm.
I did say that this was going to be really crap.
You did warn us, so I'll give you that.
But we don't even get snowed. Yeah, he sucks. What's that? Just 4.3 and 4.
I told you it doesn't burn that many calories. I think it's something like 30 for every 20 minutes.
Wait, I wanted to know how many calories. God damn it! Stop doing that shit. So only 4.2 calories. And women burn 3.1 calories per minute. Per minute, though.
Yeah.
Per minute. So if you do 4.2 times 30, that's 400. No, it's not. That's
No.
1,620.
What?
It's 84 calories for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but I said 30. God damn it! I hate you.
You want to do it for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
It's 126 calories.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know where the 1,000 come in. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bad at math.
That's
So only 106 calories.
calculator on your computer.
Yeah, well, I don't use calculators.
Oh, I do at work every day.
Can't you tell? Anyway, let's go back. Let's actually get on with the story. Oh, my fucking computer died.
Oh,
Yay, it's alive again. So, when it comes to burning calories, if you give people the choice between an hour on a stair climber or pretty much any amount of time having sex, chances are they're going to choose the workout that happens in the sheets, not in the gym. But just how many calories is the average horizontal sweat session burning? You just made sex sound horrible. HuffPost asks experts to give us the lowdown on the physical benefits of sexual activity. Here's what you should know about the calories you torch and how else getting busy can boost your physical health. Let's do it, shall we? Yeah, researchers have actually have data on how many calories a person. Yeah, that's just really intrusive. So, Anthony Corellis, a professor of the Department of Exercise Science at the University of Quebec, Montreal, of course it would be the French Canadians, was part of a research team that conducted a study, and we could link to that study if we really wanted to, but this is not one of those streams. With 21 heterosexual couples, why only heterosexual couples? Why not gay couples or lesbian couples? We all know that they spend more time pleasuring each other than heterosexual couples. We all know that. Because go on.
All I can say is that this entire bloody thing is ridiculous. At the end of the day, it all depends on how long you take having your entertainment. If you're someone that can keep going for a long time, you'll burn a damn sight more calories.
It's true. Lesbians would actually burn a lot more than men.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So basically, this entire study is homophobic, is what I'm getting to.
It's not homophobic.
It's heterophobic.
And I assume they've only done like one type of sex, like because they did mention the horizontal.
You mean missionary, darling, missionary.
Missionary, exactly. So depending on whether or not you're on top, obviously you're going to burn more.
Yeah, that's why they do the men actually doing the work and the women not. Because they always put the men doing the more loss of calories, so the men's generally on top.
They should. I'm guessing they did do the different styles of sex as well.
They did do.
They did do.
Radio. Let's get back to the study. Expenditure during sex, because no such data existed, because nobody cared. Calories were specifically interested in exploring the subject in units of calories burned, so it could be compared to traditional exercise. Each couple was instructed to have 4 sexual encounters over a month and wore armbands that collected data like body temperature. Sorry?
A Fitbit.
They said armband, so yeah, possibly a Fitbit. The information then was used to, in conjunction, I will get there, spaghetti fucking junction. I'll fucking get there, you bastard. With height and weight to calculate the calories burned in each session. The mean number, because it's horrible to tell you the normal number, of calories burned during sexual activity for men was 101 calories. That's all I'm doing. I'm not breaking it down. I'm not going from Kelvin calories. I'm not doing it. And 69.1 calories for women. Researchers also calculated a per minute figure. Men burned 4.2 calories per minute and women burned 3.1. But here goes the conjecture of the actual person. But ultimately it varies from couple to couple. Calories research only included couples who were straight, healthy, non-obese, and in their early 20s, among other restrictions. So while the study offers a great foundational place to start when understanding the energy expenditure of sex, it can't deliver accurate caloric data for queer couples, older couples, or other populations who weren't included. Surely you could hypothesize, for instance, that if you have a dyke, as in the woman that's the one putting everything in, surely that they would be very similar, if not the same, to the calorie loss of a man compared to the one that is taking it, which would be similar to the calorie loss of a woman.
But they're only doing the 3.2, was it, for women?
Yeah, for the per second, yeah. Per second. So there would be 4.2 for a dyke, roughly. Obviously, the actual terminology for a dyke is the one that's actually doing the male role.
I think it might be the same for the female role. The female doing. I think the female would actually burn less calories. I think that's what they're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. They would do in this study. They're suggesting that for this study, but I'm suggesting that if you had a lesbian couple, then surely if the lesbian couple was doing something similar to the heterosexual couple, as in the female wearing a fucking strap-on, as in being an actual dyke, then surely her that's wearing the strap-on would be similar in calorie outtake than what the man would be, because he would be doing the same job for that specific position.
It's an idea, I suppose.
Well, surely it would be similar, because all it is basically the woman doing the same in and out section as a man.
Well, I suppose if you're working on the idea that the one on top is wearing a strap on, then yes, because then you're still doing the same thrusting motion and activating all of the muscles as appropriate. But the problem is they've not defined what kind
Position.
what position, what form of sexual activity. It's a very
vague.
Do I need to go to the study? Do I need to make it one of those? I need to make it one of those streams, don't I?
We need more information on this.
God damn it! This is not going to be a 2-hour stream.
One bet.
God damn it! It's not going to be. Oh, it might be. It's only 9:15. Oh, right. So this is apparently the study.
Method.
So let's do methods. The study population consists of 21 heterosexual couples aged between 22.6 to, whatever.
8.
Yeah, no, it's 2.8 years old. It doesn't say 22.8. It says 20. It says 2.8.
Okay, that's getting a bit worrying.
Yeah. Again, proofreading. not unless they mean that the average is between 22.6 plus 2.8 years, so close to 25.
Yeah.
But whatever. From
I agree with
the
your proofreading point.
sorry,
I agree with your proofreading statement.
yeah, I think it's probably that. But there is a plus with an underline, so from the Montreal region, free living energy expenditure during sexual activity and the endurance exercise was measured using a portable mini SenseWear armband. Perceived energy expenditure, precipitation of effort, fatigue, and pleasure were also assessed after sexual activity. All participants completed a 30-minute endurance exercise session on a treadmill at moderate intensity. So it doesn't give you the actual conclusion of what method they use for sexual activity.
Well, then this is absolute bullshit, then, isn't it? They might have done all different kinds of ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. The study itself doesn't seem to have done too well. Let's just read results and just see if there's anything in results. So mean energy expenditure during sexual activity is 101 calories or 4.2 calories per minute in men and 69.1 calories or 3.1 calories a minute in women. In addition, mean intensity was 6 don't have a clue what METs is in men and 5.6 METs in women, which represents a moderate intensity. Oh, there you go, moderate intensity then. The energy expenditure and intensity during the 30-minute exercise session in men was, so they didn't last a 30-minute exercise then. By the looks of it, they mainly lasted between 10 and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not bad, though. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. Session in men was 276 calories or 9.2 calories per minute and 8.5 METs. So absolutely pisses all over having sex for calorie loss. Retrospectively, in women, 213 calories or 7.1 calories a minute. So again, pisses all over sex for women as well. Retrospectively, interesting, the highest range value achieved by men for absolute energy expenditure can potentially be higher than that of the mean energy expenditure of the 30 minutes exercise session. Yes, potentially, but it's not going to be. The 306.1 versus 276 calories, respectively. Whereas this was not observed in women, a finally perceived energy expenditure during sexual activity was similar in men, 100 calories, and in women, 76.2 calories when compared to measure energy. So basically, no, it doesn't give us anything. And the introduction is way too many principles. We've got more principles. So participants, sexual activity. There we go. In the present study, sexual activity was defined as the onset of foreplay, intercourse, and at least one orgasm by either the man or woman, and ended the couple's discretion, whatever. Discretion.
The couple's discretion.
Yeah, I got there. Discretion, whatever.
Discretion.
Yeah, so they discreted their hormones. I'm not wrong either. During a 1 month period, couples were instructed to perform one sexual activity per week in their homes. Thus, all couples had performed a total of 4 sexual activities. Couples were instructed to perform their usual sexual activities and not use any drugs, alcohol, or medication for erectile dysfunction, i.e. Viagra, before the sexual activity, as well as not to perform any, I don't know what that says.
Okay, so this study is completely lax in control of this. Really, there is no control over it. Really, is there?
Yeah, but I want to know what that word says.
Which word?
Paraphilic? Paraphilic?
What a bloody clue.
P-A-R-A-P-H-I-L-I-C. Paraphilic.
Yeah, sounds about right, but don't know what it means. Sorry, dude.
You know what I'm going to do, don't you?
Yeah,
Google it.
she is.
Yeah, but I want it so I can actually hear the fucker. Oh, it's a good thing I don't have anything that you can see on my thing, isn't it?
Paraphilic sounds right.
Oh, just the right definition. Because if I write that, meaning, there we go. It should tell us what it is then. No, you don't want to tell them? No. So,
Paraphilic.
yeah, paraphilic. It is paraphilic, which is paraphilia, which previously known as a sexual perversion and sexual devotion. It's an experience of intense sexual arousal to atypical objects, situations, fantasies, behaviors, or individuals. Such attraction may be labeled as sexual fetishism. The DSM-5 has specific listings for the 8 paraphilic disorders. I'm so glad that we Googled that. I'm so glad that we Googled that. Because that's just amazing.
Basically, people's kinks is what they're
They
trying
weren't
to say.
allowed to use any fetishes.
No.
It's
So
fun-
one would presume that they probably did the normal sort of missionary or doggy or that type of stuff. One would presume.
Well, ideally, you would, if you're going to do 4 sessions, you should have made it into 8. You'd do 4 with the man on top, and then another 4 with the women on top to see if they burn different amount of calories.
yeah, that actually makes sense.
Well, it would do if you're actually trying to, do things under a controlled experiments and actually use science to its normal degree, rather than just go, social sciences doesn't matter.
I'll tell you one thing this study shows, that men put more effort into it than women do.
Again, because the study, I would like to agree with you generally, I really would, but generally you'd have to say that because there's no control section of what position you're doing, how would you not say that if the woman is just lying there, of course she's not going to do anything, but if there was times when the woman was on top and the man was doing absolutely nothing, then the woman would be doing all the work, so she would lose more calories from it. So it depends on the actual position.
Basically, we've proved this study is a load of rubbish.
Absolutely shite.
So what was the purpose of their study? Was it just to see how many calories you burn during sex?
By the seam of it, yes. I've moved on from this story because I cannot be asked with it anymore.
So they're not trying to encourage people to have sex as an exercise to lose weight.
Well, they were trying to. They're trying to suggest that it was a good idea for them to be able to do this. So people could lose weight. But generally, that means that you would have to be in a partnership to begin with, surely.
Yeah.
Not unless you're Jack the Ripper and you enjoy that type of thing.
Or you've got a sex doll.
Or you've got a paraphilic aversion.
Yeah.
I can use that in a sentence. I'm so smart.
That can be your word of the day for tomorrow. Try and fit that into a conversation.
Considering that we're going to be talking about religion tomorrow, I should be able to fit it in a couple of times.
Oh, perfect.
Oh boy.
Or at least that's what I'm planning for tomorrow, hopefully. It depends if Ogre's free or not. But that's what I would love to talk about. I'd love to talk about the idea of religion and if it's actually helped or if it's been a benefit or has it progressed us in any sort of form of evolutionary thinking or anything else like that. So that would be for tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, cool.
So what do we want? The time traveler, the human brain, or or how to talk to your kids about porn?
Porn.
It's supposed to be the actual story that we started with.
Let the chat decide.
Oh, chat. If you want, no, because if I do it that way, then there's going to be a free. All right. Well, I do it this way then. If you want to have a time traveler from the year 6000, press A. If you want a human brain supercomputer, press B. And if you want how to talk to your kids about porn, press 3.
Press 3.
Yay!
I've already voted.
I see.
Just it's going to be the porn one. Come on.
well, it's not because the time traveler's got a vote because I suppose I can take one as A. Jensen definitely wants A.
Let's do A then.
3B. I think RPR definitely wants A. I suppose we better go for A then. So let's do A then. Which is, that's not A. Time traveler's A. That's not A. Oh, right. Let me get this all sorted out. See, if I was on my OBS, I'd actually be able to do this a hell of a lot better. I don't know why I'm not on my OBS. I don't know why. All right. So, time traveler from the year 2000. Sorry. Time traveler from the year 6000 claims dinosaurs returned to Earth in 4529 to be kept in zoos.
Yay!
Yeah, that's not going to go.
Well, we will turn them grey.
Yeah, we don't already have a movie franchise that tells us that that's probably a bad thing.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a bad thing. It kind of just depends if, you don't
want to get eaten by dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs flying around eating people.
I really want a velociraptor as a pet.
Of course.
It's not going to work. It's going to eat you. And not in a good way. Damn child. So the woman known only as Chloe from Finland, because in 4,000 years' time, Finland is still going to be known as Finland the country, and it's not going to change in any way, shape, or form, claims that she could not resist but pick a very beautiful plant from a skyscraper. From a skyscraper and wants the world to see it. So does that mean that she went to the... I'm confused.
Basically, she went into the future, and to prove that she went into the future, she brought back an exotic plant.
Sorry, I just see in the video section, which I'm going to play very shortly, I just see Comic Slam unfair treatment of dinosaur in hysterical viral video. It kind of looks funny, but I'm not going to.
It's up in the back of that pickup truck, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like a chicken dinosaur.
You just want the food.
Mm-hmm.
For a big group who brought many samples from the future. I say that we will have many changes in future. The sun will get close to the earth and average temperature will rise to 40 degrees Celsius and the greatest to 70. And because of that, there will be a great collapse on the earth. But it will be lasted like 1,000 years. After this, the earth will come back to the same place as now. I want to tell that we managed to send people to the year 64,000. After that period of time, the expedition we had sent couldn't come back. And I don't know the reason.
Liar.
Because of changes of the earth after those years. I must say the real truth to you, that after 5,000 years, people lost their domain identity on planet.
So why did you send them to the year 6? That's just retarded.
Some scientists who were busy with genetic engineering. They had revived animals and plant species, and even such kind of species which were died before century. For example, dinosaurs were revived in 4529 and became the main find in the zoos. But people considered that they were not so dangerous. Into inhabitant zones, like jungles and safaris.
Of course they did. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Sorry, I was thinking of my Tommy Cooper impression there.
Like that? Just like that.
Ah, you don't want it like that. You want it just like that. Just like that. Yeah. don't want to watch it again. Go away. I just find that very, very bullshit. I just find it very, very bullshit. The reason why I find this very, very bullshit is because how can you send someone into the year 6,000 or 60,000, whatever it was, when you know after 5,000, according to her, that it completely and utterly changes where the Earth is no longer the Earth? So why would you send people from there?
Let's find out and see if she tells us.
Okay, right. I will be claiming to be a time traveler, so she has returned from the year 2000, and it was pretty strange. And has a strange item to prove it. The grandmother says her name is Chloe, and she is from Finland. Also claims dinosaurs returned to Earth in 4,529 and are kept in zoos as people considered them not so dangerous. But then she goes on to say how they are later allowed in places such as jungles and safaris, but then exterminated all other animals and humans in those areas.
And that's not so dangerous.
Not so dangerous.
Yeah, it's not so dangerous. We have laser rifles now. We can chop them in half. But you know those poor people in Africa? Yeah, it's fine.
Good to know.
Yeah. Chloe said she was initially skeptical and fearful of going in the time travel machine, but agreed on August 3rd in 1966. She obviously didn't want to see England win the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
She said she sat in a chair where her arms and feet were fixed in a metallic tube was placed on her head. I think you went to have your hair done.
I think the 60s had some awesome drugs.
Yeah. This is proof of the sort of quality of drugs they had back then.
I don't know if you can see my screen, but where my mouse is over here, I really want to go to that story.
Well, won't leave her alone, and she realizes why.
I'll give you a clue. That's not his tongue.
Do it.
Oh yes, click on that. Forget the time traveling grandma. She took.
No, we'll do the time traveling grandma, and then we'll come back. It's not going to change. Settle down, children. Settle down.
Oh my god.
An electric current that ran through her body. She told Apex TV in an interview, because you have to put the name of it there. I lost my conscience. I'm not going to correct her English. She's from Finland, so shut up. She said, the next second I opened my eyes in the middle of the street, I traveled to 6,000 year. Yeah. Okay, fair enough, whatever. Even though that she was actually in a time machine, but now she's traveled to there and there's no way of getting back because there's no machine around her. Well, let's see if she touches on that at all. So, describing what she could see, she said the ground was entirely green with trees and flowers. Skyscrapers were peeking out of tree. Oh my fuck! Just oh my fuck! Just oh my fuck! The ground was entirely green, but there were skyscrapers. Honest. We need concrete to build skyscrapers, but they come out of the trees. Right, this is giving me a headache, and I haven't even read all of it yet. One of the most interesting facts was that plants were not similar to those which we used to see because of genetic engineering.
Of course.
Because they all turned into Venus flytraps and they all ate the dinosaurs.
That's why dinosaurs weren't so dangerous. The Venus flytraps were obviously more dangerous. I
want to know how she got back to this time zone. If she left from 1966 and then went to the year 6,000 and then come back to the year 2018, it seems a bit random. Also, I wanted to say that there were a lot of animals walking around. I saw cats and foxes. I saw some snakes and slivers in the plants of the skyscrapers, because that's normal. Is she trying to describe, what's that game where you're the woman and you're going around after mechanized dinosaurs?
I have no idea. That sounds interesting.
Is it Horizon?
I've not.
Horizon? Because that's very, very similar to the plot of Horizon. Not the fact of going forward in time, but the humanity went and did a nuclear war or something, you know, how it normally is. And the machines themselves were AIs and they turned themselves into sort of a dinosaur type of thing. But the skyscrapers and everything else was all taken back by nature.
It sounds a little bit
Horizon.
like Solar Punk.
I think
Yeah.
it's Horizon. I think it's Horizon.
According to Tank, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I got half of it right.
Way.
Fuck you, you didn't get any of it right. All right. So, when you wanted to travel to any date, yeah, I want to know that. Chloe claims that she could not resist but pick a very beautiful plant from a skyscraper and put it in her pocket.
Like you do.
Yeah, like you do. It was so nice I couldn't resist and picked it up, she admitted. Chloe then proceeds to get an object out of her
White plastic carrier.
bag and show it to the camera, claiming it is an ancient plant called which was revived in 6000. So how can it be an ancient plant if you went for what?
Yeah.
I'm confused. Anyway,
Just go with the
No. It was an ancient plant, but she did say that scientists had genetically engineered and revived ancient stuff, and it was revived. It will be revived in the year 6000. So it's an ancient plant that no longer exists on Earth now, but will exist in 6000 due to genetic engineering.
Oh my god, that actually makes sense. That's disturbing.
yeah, I want to know what this plant looks like.
Yeah, so do I want to see a picture.
Images. Oh, so there wasn't any ancient plant.
It's there. It's there on the third one across.
No, there's no plant.
There is. It's in her hand.
Yeah, but that's not pictures of an ancient plant. That's just a picture of a plant that she probably made as a wax fucking figure. I want to see an actual something that's separate from her that is an ancient plant. Because if there's no actual ancient plant,
Or if it doesn't exist, we wouldn't have a picture of it.
we would have an artist we'd have an artist impression, wouldn't we?
Maybe.
You know, like dinosaurs are artist impressions. You know, like those pictures there of the dinosaurs where my mouth is over. They're artist impressions, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ah. So that, by the looks of it, there isn't actually an ancient plant and called that name. Lots of pictures of ghosts, though. But anyway, that's a stream for another day.
Let me know when you're doing that one. I'll be interested.
Oh, that means I have to do one on a Wednesday. That's video day.
You want to do it on Sunday?
No, oh, that's Sunday Fun Day. That's B-Boy Sundays.
Well, we can blow some ghosts.
No, we can't. You can.
I'll blow some ghosts then.
God damn it. Anyway, can you say that you have ever met such a kind of plant? She asked, adding it was food for dinosaurs 1,000,000 years ago. Chloe tells the camera the plant kept its freshness as she tore it up with roots and came back and planted it in a laboratory.
That's where I plant all my stuff.
Yeah. It's more of a case of it kind of destroys your point of her going and get it revived from the scientist, because she literally just says there, Chloe tells the camera that the plant kept it fresh as she tore it from the roots and came back and planted it in a laboratory. Kind of destroys your understanding of what she meant. Bitch.
Is that the plant?
Yes, that's apparently the plant.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, been the best friends transitioned together at age 9 after year. Oh god. Describing the skyscrapers, she says they are made of unusual metallic material, surrounded by plants everywhere was electric current, she adds. There were no gas, no petrol, and such kind of things which polluted the environment. Beginning in 2300 year, there will be no such profession as a policeman, as people at birth would be inserted a chip into the eye.
Ouch.
So, in a case of a crime, it would be admittedly revealed in seconds. Chloe goes on to say how she saw unknown creatures swimming in the lake. That's a little bit. I'm not even going to skip over that. So they're going. So we're going to lose our freedom then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to lose our freedom.
I did say that they're going to start chipping people.
Okay, this is obviously one deluded female, but you can't say that we're actually going to go, that's actually going to happen,
Why not?
because we still have choice.
At a minute, yeah, but not in the year 2300, which is at least 300 years away. You can like easy just point out blank there.
I'm so glad I'll be dead by that point and probably fed to my grandchildren.
To be fair, you probably end up coming out as a fertilizer afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Chloe goes on to say how she saw unknown creatures swimming in the lake that were like. Don't even try to go and say that they were fucking mermaids. You can fuck right off with that shit.
No. They were like Neanderthals.
No, they were just like people.
She then later realised they were Neanderthals.
What?
What?
I'm not sure that Neanderthals could actually swim due to the fact that they couldn't raise their arms above their shoulders in the same.
That's what she says.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have been able to swim.
Breaststroke?
No, yeah, I suppose so. Suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so. Because that's the reason why they couldn't throw spears, because they couldn't put their arms above their head or their shoulders like that. They couldn't rotate their shoulders the same way that we do. She claims that other people she has told about her experiences previously are her grandson, but she now spoken publicly for the first time. She says her experience happened in Finland National Science Laboratory, where she worked as an economist. Oh, okay. Fair enough. She claims she met a different side of scientists in different rooms. She says saw things that shocked her, including a time machine in active use operated by remote control. It had many different gadgets and consisted of Urans and electric.
No, that says Uranus and electric.
See, now I know she's just pulling shit out of her ass.
I like her.
Oh, you set them up for me, I can knock them down. But it can only send people to the future and oh my fuck, sick fuck.
How did she get back? Has she said how she got back?
No, she has not. That's the end. That's the end of the story, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the story.
What?
That's the end of the story. She went up to the year 6000, but then come back to 2018, even though the machine could not do this.
Obviously, a strange English dude, the little blue box, must have turned up and saved her.
Yes, there was a David Tennant lookalike around.
Dude, oh God. All I can say is Mirror really does print some odd stories.
Yeah, we're now going into Drivepedia, whatever that fucking is.
Drivepedia.
Yes.
I think you need to play some 70s porn music to this.
Oh,
Bam, wah,
I'm not sure that's 70s, to be fair, darling.
wah. Whatever. Just play some 70s porn music.
So, after a drone wow won't leave this diver alone, she soon really realizes the reason. Less American. I fucking hate the American way of spelling realizes. The reason why. So, an unexpected encounter. Oh, Maybe wear some clothes next time you dive.
Maybe
And
you should.
She's very for a turtle.
She's definitely fishing for something, isn't she?
Oh God.
Well, technically, actually, whales are mammals, so she's not actually fishing, is she?
Oh dear, that's a granddad joke.
I
dude.
can't with you two.
What?
You're
It works.
Killer.
It works. So Hausa has focused on helping turn the South Pacific into a safe haven for whales over the past 3 decades. But a recent dive of hers introduced an alarming encounter, something Hausa has never experienced before. I bet. Oh no!
Hit next.
I want to hit next. It might take me to the actual porn site.
Well, if it comes up with the head of Pornhub, you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it was a ploy all along. So, wow, expert exploring the island. As for one of the world's most leading wow experts, Hausa has been featured countless times on the Discovery Channel and Animal Planet and National Geographic. She resides in Rarotonga, the largest island among the Cook Islands, and has spent more of her time there studying ocean life. The Cook Islands is 15 small islands which house 21 species of dolphins and whales, 16 types of sharks, and 600. Yeah, we don't give a shit about this.
Yeah, get on to the whale sex.
Oh, she's definitely sitting there alluringly, isn't she? And next. All that shit. Fucking next.
Ugh, this is a rubbish site.
It's just there trying to lure you in, trying to advertise on everything.
Emerging from the deep.
Yeah, I thought you'd read that. Oh, can you imagine if it was a fat person in the fucking swimming pool?
Oh, it's even better.
I'm really surprised that you would even admit to that. Oh, imagine if it was a fat person in a bath that had a pizza wrapped around him.
Oh, CSG.
So, emerging from the deep, things turned strange as soon as Hassa entered the water and noticed a gigantic figure heading her way. In the blink of an eye, the creature rapidly approached her, and Hassa quickly recognized exactly what it was: a humpback wow, one that can grow to a massive 40 tons and measure up to 60 feet long. Hessa estimated that this exact humpback was about 50,000 pounds, but even with her expertise, she could never have guessed what this enormous creature was about to do. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, look, there's a turtle.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. It's right there.
There's a turtle.
It's coming for her.
Confirmed. Whales use turtles as condoms.
I don't think it's confirmed. Just because you say it's confirmed, it doesn't mean it is. We will ask the scientists that it happened to. That's what we will do. B?
I have never been raped by a whale.
Not yet. Not yet. Just
Not
wait
yet.
until I get out of the bath.
It's on my bucket list now.
I bet it is. Bucket list. That was such a good joke and it missed everybody.
No, I got it.
Yay, bucket
Sorry,
club.
you.
Unafraid of the sea, Hassa is no stranger to diving with colossal sea mammals. And having mentioned many through her studies, she is familiar with many of her encounters.
I bet she's familiar with them.
Obviously, it's the reason why they come after her. Despite all of her knowledge, however, she never expected to encounter this specific type of whale. Nevertheless, when Hassia did, she was ready and greeted him with open arms. No, sorry. She already had a great understanding of sea mammals, and she knew to be careful and not to alarm or upset it. Yes, that's what you do when somebody is big and massive that is coming at you that's going to rape you. You just sit there and take it. When the humpback surfaced for air to get and got closer to Hassia, however, she began to panic. don't know why. This story is getting on my fucking ticks with the amount of time you have to press next.
No, right?
So, a sinking feeling.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we're getting there slowly. This is all to do with advertising, people, but we are getting there. We are getting there. So, as the whale was getting closer, Halsey had no intention of contact or of interacting with the colossal animal. Speaking to NPR, she said, instead of swimming past me, he came right towards me. And he didn't stop coming towards me until I was on his head. Sorry. Wrong type of language. With only a snorkel and a camera at the time, Halsey was in no way prepared for the next moments. Before having a moment to take it all in, she found herself on top of the whale's head. Oh yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear, look at her. She's taking it. Next.
Annoying.
Oh, wow, harassment. That's a new one. I thought you weren't allowed to fat shame.
Oh.
Anyway, let's read rape. Wow, harassment. Having spent most of her life as an experienced marine biologist, Nan Hassur always has the animal's interests best in mind in any situation. I bet. She is cautious not to touch her whale subjects in salty waters unless they fall ill or become stranded on shore. On this particular day, however, the whale had initiated some contact with Nan. Speaking of encounter, she recalled, in my head, I was a bit amused since I wrote rules and regulations about whale harassment, and here I was being harassed by a whale, sexually.
She's going to sue it.
To be fair, I wouldn't put it past some feminists to go, you should sue him. You should. You should do it. It's just a sign of patriarchy.
Wow, patriarchy.
Yeah, you know it. So, fearing for her life, the whale become irritated and nudged Nan several times. It was then that the humpback had tucked her under its fin, leaving Nan nothing to do but hold on for her life as the whale lifted her to the surface of the water. Hassur is the leader of the center. I don't give a fuck.
Keep saying this, don't they?
Is usually unafraid of mammals of this size. On this particular day, however, her fears changed completely, and Nan was left fearing for her life in these unexpected moments. Dun dun dun. All right, one more time. Let's have a look. If you don't do it this time, I'm not going to be happy. I'm ready to come.
Instant sperm whale, right there.
Yay! All right, don't take the picky out. Don't take the Mickey out my weight. So, preparing for the worst, these fearful moments continued for another 10 minutes as the whale continued to push Hassur around in its mouth.
What?
Yeah. To the helpless marine biologist, these 10 minutes felt like hours. He did the worst. I was prepared to lose my life. I tried to get away from him from fear that if he rammed into me too hard or hit me with his flippers or towel, that would break my bones and rupture my organs. Oh, that would have been a good night. If he held me under, oh yeah, his pectoral fin, oh yes, I would have drowned, she explained. Oh, I bet. Lots of fluid. I'm trying my best here. Oh, she's keeping her cool now. She's keeping her cool. She still hasn't worked out what the fucking reason is yet, though. She's not that good at a fucking biologist, is she?
Well, at least the whale was actually willing to get involved with a bit of foreplay. I mean, it done a bit of mouth action, so, you know. I don't see what
It definitely ate her. It definitely ate her, so she was good there. definitely ate
I
her.
think you should skip that one.
Fine. Fine. But look, you can see a flipper.
Oh,
I say flipper, flipper, higher than mountain. Sorry.
oh, they're making porn movies now.
Hey,
What's going on now? Stop fighting. There's enough of the whale to go around. So, caught on film, Hassia's team was at the site during the time of the incident. You don't say. But there was nothing they could do to save her during the encounter with a 25-ton whale. I
So
suppose
they
they
film her
couldn't. Sorry?
So they just film her rape.
I was getting there. I was setting it up. You had to nick it. How dare you? So, feeling helpless, they just began to pray that she would make it out alive. During this time, meanwhile, Nan and a fellow cameraman were recording the dive and managed to capture extraordinary footage of the rape. Meanwhile, Hassa's escort was new to filming sea creatures, so not fully aware of how strange this whale's behaviour was. I just want to say pectoral fin. And yes, for anybody that knows biology, I do understand it's not what I'm suggesting it is, but pectoral fin. Yay! Little hope. It's amazing this how they're getting you to draw in. This is the reason why I didn't want to do this story. God damn it.
This is awful. The site is awful.
We now know not to go anywhere near this. He does look pretty happy with himself, though, to be fair.
How can you
Look,
tell?
look at the picture. Look at his eyes. He looks pretty happy. He looks pretty content. Don't you think?
He doesn't look that satisfied.
Fair enough. Hassa's crew abandoned aerial drone footage they've been shooting once they understood the severity of the situation Hassa was currently in, since they did not want to film her death. Just like a horse shouldn't be filmed fucking anyone. Meanwhile, Hassa was busy trying to defuse the situation by keeping eye contact with the whale for as long as she could. However, she started to realize that her chances of survival were slowly diminishing as the humpback whale pushed her further away from the research vessel. Focusing on her problem at hand, Nan was unaware of something lurking nearby. What could that be? What could it be?
His penis.
Why ruin it? Oh no, freeze a crowd. They were pushing for a threesome. This is now not rape, it's now consensual sex for freeway.
It's now gang rape.
Shh.
oh my god.
Whales can't give consent. They just can't give consent. So free to crowd. Before Nan gave up completely, she spotted another whale in the distance. Similarly, this whale was also demonstrating strange behavior and continuously slapping its tail against the surface of the water. Nan began to feel the sensation of bruises developing from the whale's aggressive nudges. When another shadow emerged from deep waters, at first, Nan believed this was a third whale that she would have to encounter, but fortunately, it was a penis. I'm guessing. It was a penis. I'm hoping it's a penis, because otherwise I'm getting bored with this story.
I'm getting bored of this story.
Oh, they're traveling in packs, so I'm guessing not. This is getting really annoying. So they travel in packs. During the winter month, it is known that humpbacks migrate up the waters of the South Pacific to breed and rear their offspring. The gigantic mammals travel in packs, especially when they wish to protect their babies, and therefore it was not unusual for there to be a second whale during Nan's experience. In recent years, Humpbacks were close to becoming extinct before static protect. I bet you're well happy that they're not extinct now. And spreading awareness protecting them. This has resulted in their numbers slowly rising, and the numbers of rapes that are accumulated from this are also rising as well. But there is no correlation between this. And anybody that says anything is a wowlist. So it's no wow's tale. I think we're getting here. I think we're doing it, ladies and gents. I think we're doing it. No whales now, believing the large sea creatures surrounded her, Hassa tried to distance herself as much as possible and swim out to safety. It was only when she looked away from the first whale did she get a huge surprise. Hassa saw that the third creature was moving its tail fin from side to side, rather than up and down like a whale. It was at this moment that Hassa realized she was observing was not a whale of any kind, but rather the third tail belonged to something else entirely.
Dun dun dun.
I'm actually going to guess that this isn't going to be a penis. I'm actually going to guess that this is a whale birth. But let's just see. I don't want to ruin it. A fearsome creature. Then I hope it's a penis now. It's so Hassa froze when the third creature started heading towards her and realized it was too late to escape. When she discovered what the animal really was, to Hassa, the animal was on her way to get her, and she felt nothing but horror inside her. Nothing inside her. Sorry. So my mind quickly went, oh my gosh. Yeah, oh my god. As she noticed one of the ocean's most dangerous creatures. As an expert on marine life, there was no mistaking that the shadowy figure was in fact a tiger shark. I mean, I've got a name for mine, but it's not a tiger.
Just as long as you don't call it your hammerhead. At that point, there's a whole lot of questions.
Hang on, I'm curious. What do you call it?
Like I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to find out.
Challenge accepted.
Right, in that case, then I'm going to actually have to come up with a name for it. So, Hassa is well aware that the tiger sharks are one of the sea's most deadly predators and have every reason to be terrified. Tiger sharks can grow up to 35 feet long, weigh almost a ton. And I was in perv mode, and are known for their fateful attacks on humans.
Okay. So what we thought was going to be a whale sex rape story ended up being a whale saving a woman from a tiger shark. I'm so disappointed.
Well, we don't know that yet. There could be. She might have to thank him somehow.
What, the tiger shark or the whale, or both?
Well, the whale was saving her, so she has to thank him somehow. Well, what would you do if somebody saved your life?
Probably punch them, bastard.
Saving your life.
Yeah.
No wonder why you're single.
This is hell. I mean, if I died, I would be escaping hell. So I'd punch him for saving my life.
This is why you're single.
What makes you think I'm single?
Because nobody can love somebody that doesn't want them to save them. So, guessing I'm right then.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're not going to get whale porn. Oh man!
Whale rape. It.
I'll send you some later.
Yay! We're fucking time traveler as well. We're getting away from that. We're going on to the human brain because the fucking time traveler's a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we do that, I suppose I better have a quick look at the chat to see how many people want to laugh at me for being a wow rapist or a wowist.
You probably don't want to do that, dude. You really
I'm
don't.
having a look. I think it's funny. When the seaman came, yeah, you go tank. It might be a good time to see. Maybe. I might put one on for the finishing. Ew. It is a dick on a wow. That is where we got that word from. Did we? Did we? That weren't that bad. That's not that bad. Chat's not that bad today. I thought it was going to be a hell of a lot worse. I suppose we haven't got our normal regulars in.
Yeah, you can imagine what it would be like if Mad or Cabby had been here. I dread to think the sort of stuff they'd have come up with.
Yeah, they're not good enough on my stream. They are. They can come on anytime they want. Please, I need the subs. Doing shit like this is obviously going to help. Obviously. Oh, did we do about how to? No, we need to do how to talk to your kids about porn.
Yes.
We need to do that one.
Porn
We're going to have some mention of porn somewhere. So there we go. How to talk to your kids about porn. Here are some age-appropriate ways to discuss pornography with children. I can't.
Pornography.
No, I'm not playing your game.
Mm.
No. The idea of talking to your child about pornography is terrifying and humiliating or just straight up awkward. But it's necessary conversation for parents who want to raise their kids with a healthy understanding of sex. Well, in that case, then wait till they're about 11, or when they spend excessive amounts of time in their room with no TV on or with no sound. Then when they get to that age, then you need to talk to them about, it's fine having a masturbation, but maybe don't think that all women are that easy. Just ask B.
Are you asking me to teach kids about porn?
No, I was saying that you are easy. It's not funny when you have to explain the joke to the person you're taking the piss out of.
Welcome to Jay's life.
Stupid one.
To be fair, Jay got the point straight away and laughed at you, where it went over your head. So there's a meme out there that says you, and then above you the point, and the point.
No, there's nothing above my head.
I'm going to leave that there because there's so many ways I could take that. It's frustrating to me how slow society is getting on board with how important porn literacy for young people. Sexuality educator Robin Wallace writes, it would be a double-barreled fucking prick, wouldn't it? Told Hufflepuff, I teach in many middle and high schools, and it is very apparent that students are getting a lot of their sex education through viewing porn. You mean like everybody has in every generation?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Stop taking porn. I see from the questions they ask me how it skews what healthy relationships and sex should be like, because body image issues and unrealistic performance expectations. Nobody's expecting you to last past 10 minutes, but if you don't, might be slight problems.
Good exercise. Oh no, that's right. We'd already done that story.
God damn it, Quinn. God damn it, Quinn. No, there could have been a good way of doing it if you could keep up the exercise. There is the potential if you could last up to the 30 minutes for it to be more. Just nobody ever did.
Oh my God, they're going to start suggesting Viagra as an exercise aid.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh dear God.
And I've just lost another 10 subs. Sex education for porn, body image. Right, we're down here. So, although porn is a tough topic, no, it's not.
It's a hard topic. You should have said hard. That's a missed opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not like us, though, B. They're not looking for the puns of pornography.
Well, then they suck.
No, that's you. Now blow your Sunday. It's
Oh,
the reality in our world with kids as young as 5 years old. 5 years old. Being exposed to sexually explicit media thanks to smart devices, video games, and other mainstays in the digital age. There's a thing called on your phones and on your digital devices called I don't know, child fucking friendly. Don't blame the kids. Don't blame the fucking kids. Blame the fucking parents.
Parental controls.
Exactly. Child friendly. Fortunately, parents have the power to shape their children's worldview through meaningful discussions about the issues, or waiting until they're actually old enough to have those discussions, rather than trying to force it upon children that have no idea what porn fucking is or even sex.
I have to stop you. I don't really think you get a choice in what age your child gets exposed to those kind of things, because it depends on their friends in school.
It does, yes, that's correct. But at the same time, if you're going to have children that are the age of 11 and upwards that probably are going through the things of puberty and whatnot, then you are going to expect your child to go through that. There are particular ages that you're going to expect that to happen. Possibly from 10 if you start really young, but generally from the ages of 11 all the way up. You're going to expect them to spend longer in their rooms or when they're bathing.
I don't know about that. I mean, for instance, I'm not going to mention any names. Someone I know had a child who just kept playing with his willy, and he did that in public until they had to say, there's a certain place and time to play with your willy, and it's not when people are around. And he was quite a young age when they had that conversation with him.
Yeah, generally though, that's due to an actual medical condition, as in a psychological condition, not to do with actual people not knowing where boundaries are. That's the actual psychological issue. It's the child doesn't know where the boundaries are because it wasn't set.
Children generally don't know where their boundaries are.
Yeah.
So if you haven't realized that your child does that,
and the child's not doing it from a sexual point. The child is doing it because it wants attention and doesn't know that it can't play with that while he's doing it. It's not masturbating or playing with his willy or anything else that for a sexual gratification. He's doing it because he wants attention.
Maybe, or maybe they just don't understand the difference. But I still think that there should be a conversation to have with children. I mean, you don't have to go into the...
No, it's a case of you're too young to do this. You're not doing it for any sexual reason. You need a boundary. Stop playing with your penis out in fucking public.
The point is, not everyone knows to have those conversations with their children, and they are quite awkward, I would assume.
I wouldn't think so. I've had conversations with people before. I've had to before. So yeah, I've done that type of thing. Well, you have to have conversations, especially if it's your fucking cousins and things like that when you're trying to play football or whatever, and they're fucking just going, "Will you look at me?" You can't actually look at me, but I'm bringing my hand round in the circular motion. Yeah, generally, it's an actual psychological disposition for people to do that, and it's normally to do with boundaries haven't been set, and they're doing it for attention. It's actually a Freudian staple. Actually, it's to do with the sexual energy that is used for growing up. It's actually one of the stages of stages of growing up as a child psychologically. So yeah. So start early. Damn it. We know from preliminary research that the average age of first viewing of porn is between 10. Oh, look, I got the age right. Yay! 10 to 12 for boys and 11 to 13 for girls. I don't even really think girls ever really watch porn, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I didn't say that they all don't. I said I didn't think that many girls watch porn.
It's more than you think.
Possibly. I'm not going to delve into your history because you're just dirty anyway. I'm so sorry. I was a cheap shot.
No.
So it's best to get ahead. Oh, God damn it. Of that, sex education teacher Kim Cavill told HuffPost, many kids come across porn accidentally while searching for something unrelated on the internet or when they're feeling curious about puberty and their body. Yeah, but I remember in year 5, so roughly when I was between 9 and 10, being taught about puberty anyway.
Yeah, same here. They do it the last year of primary school.
Yeah.
That's what, 10, 9 to 10.
Well, between 9 and 11, depending on you're in your last year, so it depends.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I was born in January, so I was quite early on the register. Anyway, so it's just about to get. Yeah, I read that. Many kids come across porn accidentally, puberty, blah blah blah, and their bodies. But kids often show it to younger kids on a playground or even at school as well. Yeah, because kids are dicks.
Yeah.
Like, literally dicks.
Yeah.
Talking with children helps prepare them and can help magazines potentially can help minimize. Minimize. I was going to say, what the fuck? Not bad reading. It's a bit late. It also allows the parent to give the child some insight into what they may see, said Wallace Wright, because obviously double-barreled name, who advised parents to be mindful about giving their children smartphones and tablets and setting rules for internet use. Just set rules for internet use. Like, really? So, remain calm. Remain calm. God damn it, stay calm. Don't tell him your name, Ike. So, speaking calmly and a neutral tone of voice makes a difference in these kinds of sensitive discussions, according to, I really don't like your name. Parents are understandably concerned, but this fear cannot creep into their voices during discussions. Of their child will sense this and become a little bit anxious, she noted. Wallace Wright also offered a general script for parents who want to broach the subject. So just purpose of fucking being funny. So this is the script you would say to your little child. Do you want to read it as it's in a woman's voice? B, do you want to read it as it's in a woman's voice that we need to say this?
You want me to do it in a neutral tone?
Just do it any way you wish, darling.
If you ever come across naked bodies doing sexual things like touching each other's private parts, rubbing against each other, this is called pornography or porn. I know it seems weird that I am bringing this up with you. I feel awkward talking about it. I bring it up because you might accidentally see porn, and I want you to know these images and videos are for adults and don't show what is real, loving relationships and sex are. If you see these, please know that you are not in trouble. I'd like you to close the computer or turn off the phone and come talk with me so I can help explain what you have seen.
Goddamn. Just goddamn. So basically this little speech here just basically says, oh, you know those images that you see that are on porn? Yeah, they're not real. You know, like your favorite cartoon characters? Yeah. Yeah, just like that. You know that James Bond film that you really like? Yeah. All these things that are not real that you really want to do and, you know, really want to play. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a porn star. And another thing as well, I'd like you to turn off the computer or phone and come talk to me so I can help you explain what you've seen. In other words, it's like that mum that's running around trying to stop the child from seeing everything bad in the world. It's like, quick, here's some cotton wool. Put it over your eyes. Don't let anybody see.
Yeah, but I mean, they have to tell the child that this is normal, but it's not age appropriate. It would be slightly better than that.
I have to say that when I saw porn at the age of 10 or 11, when I first bloody saw it, it did not make me think unrealistic points of my life.
In all fairness, depending on the age of the child, they're generally grossed out by going, "Ooh, you kissed a girl."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. I remember going with a girl that was a year older than me, and yeah, she definitely was the one in control.
Oh, you kissed a girl.
Uh,
That's
yeah,
gay.
I did kiss a girl. Yes, that there was
Okay.
more that tried to go on as I went over to her house, as she invited me, and I actually ended up begging her parents to take me home.
You're so gay.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Back then, yeah, fair enough. I probably back then I didn't know what was going on, but if she was older and I was older at the time, I probably would have eaten her completely. Anyway, reassure them that their curiosity is natural. Always let them know that their curiosity about sex, about nudity, about bodies, about porn is normal. I'm not too sure about the porn bit, but the other bits, yeah, it's fair enough because they're not really looking for the porn. They're looking about sex, nudity, and bodies. They're trying to explore their self.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have said the porn bit is normal, but whatever. I'm sure Kanagi is or Kanagi, whatever her fucking name is, Melissa, would understand. Noting that parents should reassure their children that they're glad they come to them to ask about these curiosities. Shame and secrets should not be part of the discussion either. Okay, whatever. So it's important that parents create that safe. Oh, fuck you with your safe space. So that no topic is taboo. Essentially, parents often underestimate their influence when it comes to this area. She continued, make sure kids understand that porn is not sex. It is sex.
Yeah.
Did I get? No, it's not sexual education. Though. I will say that for what they said, but it is sex.
And some things.
Maybe. I learned that Jessica Simpson's got really big tits. So if kids want to know more about these different topics, then the best place to go is the. Not sure that's the right place to go. And there are also safer places online where they can get accurate information about what's inaccurate about porn. And don't get me wrong, yeah, fair enough. It's generally sensationalized. Obviously, no plumber is going to come around and fill in your pipes. But at the same time, when he is filling in the pipes, generally that's what happens during sex. Maybe not as long, but that the whole action that kind of is what happens with sex. So don't get too personal at first. Yes, don't ask him how big his penis is.
Or that daddy likes a finger up his butt.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Just stick a thumb up there, you'd be fine. After all, there's no better way of saying you're under my thumb now.
Ooh,
Yeah, don't get personal at first. When it comes to older kids or teens, Cavill believes it's better, to enter into the discussion from a digital perspective. What the fuck is that word salad?
Digital ethics perspective.
I said that.
It's.
Yeah, that's not perspective, darling. That's just you making a moaning sound. And that's
it annoys me. It really does. I mean, you're assuming that these parents have half a brain, and have you met most of them?
Like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Like, oh my god.
They're just so stupid. I still think there should be a test before you can be a parent.
Like, yeah, they definitely should. Like, I really believe that. Like,
You're an asshole.
stop talking like a ditz then.
She can't help it. She is a dick.
I mean, I have to say, it has gone past my bedtime, and I do get tired.
Do you not think that other people that are actually spent all night fucking reading stories don't get tired as well?
Well, that's your choice, really.
No, not really. That's the reason why we did this show, to give you a chance to be able to expose yourself to the masses.
Those poor masses.
They do need help after all, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than bombarding your child with deeply personal questions like, have you watched porn? What kind of porn do you watch? Because that's definitely what you would ask your child.
Kink shame.
And where are you watching it? In my bedroom and in the bathroom, so I can put it down the toilet. The internet feels very private to each of... No, it doesn't. The internet does not feel private to any fucker. Literally, it's not private. Like, what have we got in a minute? Let me just see. We've got 7 people watching, which means that this could be told to loads of people. Oh, I need to change that back to that one. There we go. So yeah, the internet is not private, not at all. When in reality, it's not. So bursting through that shroud of perceived privacy can be really comforting. Which is not a great way to start off the conversation, she explained. So why mention it in what you were trying to help parents with when they're talking to their children? That's... Why are people retarded nowadays? This is what you shouldn't do. Now, here's what you should do. Though I will have to say that Sharona's... I think it's Sharona's... Shrek's partner, I can't remember her fucking name. Princess Sharona, is it?
Oh, Fiona.
Fiona, yeah, she's got fucking banging tits.
In ogre form or human form?
In the form that's right. Watch my mouse. Watch the mouse. Past the kids in the middle there, and look, right there.
I didn't see the Halloween costumes.
Oh, right there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Can you see my mouse?
Yes.
Anywho, let's slowly move on.
You don't have to ask what kind of porn you like.
I don't watch porn.
Just Princess Fiona's tits.
No, I was just saying they. Oh, for God's sake, woman. She explained. Instead, she recommends asking open-ended questions about what friends and classmates are doing. Fuck me. Not literally. I'm getting an headache from this. This is just...
Do you want to move on to the human brain?
No, this retardation needs to be explained and shown to the world for the retardation it is. Remember, these are experts that are giving you this advice. These are experts asking you to ask your child what their friends and their classmates are doing in their private time. Now, if that doesn't sound weird, I don't know what the fuck is.
I completely agree. This is just freaky. It really is.
Oh, weird noises, B. I know you're enjoying yourself, but calm down.
That was Jay talking.
No, you made that.
Oh, yeah, I sighed.
That's a sigh, is it? Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
that's a sigh, is it? Fair enough. It can also be helpful to feign a little bit of old people ignorance by asking questions like, I heard this story on the radio about those sexting rings. Because that's exactly what happens with 11 and 12 and 13-year-olds.
Yeah. Sure, right.
Okay.
Have you heard about anything like that happening at your school?
Give me names and numbers.
Yeah, give me the names and the numbers and don't tell anyone. I'm just going to borrow your bedroom. That allows parents and young people to start the conversation in a non-confirmed... Oh, my fucking God. A non-confrontational way and see where it takes them. Yes. Yes. Give me the names, the numbers, and the sexual positions that they're doing when they're wanking. Let me know.
Yeah, it doesn't sound suspect at all, does it?
No. Emphasize that porn is entertainment. Not really. It's not actually really entertainment. It's actually a form of sexual gratification. It's not a form of entertainment at all, really. Not reality. Actually, it is. It's actually probably more reality than actual reality TV shows because what they're doing is actually generally true.
Yeah.
They can't really fake that, not unless it's CGI, and then that's a whole other story. Or tentacle porn, but then again, that's another story. Or WoW porn. That's a story you already did. That wasn't WoW porn. I always make sure to say that pornography is sex as entertainment. Yeah, I'm sure. It is not sex in real life, then you should find somebody who knows what they're doing. Mrs. Expert said Cavill. Some of that sex is that sex as entertainment. Fuck me, that's the most amazing set of grammar that I would use. Some of that sex as entertainment is made to simulate real life. No. Generally, there are two real people that are having sex with a camera. Just because it's not between two loving people and generally they're contracted, doesn't mean that the sexual act that they're performing isn't sex. After all, just ask somebody who's married what the marriage contract looks like. It's all for the woman. But it is entertainment, if you say so. It has very little to do with sex in real life. Penis entered his vagina. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but you know.
It pretty much covers all the major points there, doesn't it?
I don't know. Sex in penis in arse kind of goes. There's other holes as well, I suppose, but whatever. Go on.
Yes, sex involving nipples.
No, penis into the nipple.
Oh yeah, I know, and belly button.
I've not seen that one.
Oh yeah, I've seen belly button one. That's weird.
I think this is telling so much about your personal life. Everybody on the 7 people that are watching, remember to tweet this out for this particular moment, especially if Means is watching. Mr. Jensen Quinn likes belly button porn. No, not belly button dancing, but porn.
Belly button porn. Don't kink shame my brother.
Do you know what? I can't fucking remember that. Paraphyletic. The creator added that she usually follows this declaration by joking that watching pornography and feeling like you're ready for real sex makes as much sense as watching Star Wars and insisting to NASA that you're ready to be a... But that's generally what happens with kids. They want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
You're literally telling people that, if you watch a movie that gives you a good idea to become what you want to be, then you can't be that thing anymore. You're literally stopping children from having dreams.
Killing a child's dream. That's just wrong.
I mean, I am overplaying it a little bit, but that's literally what they're suggesting. That they're joking about, that makes as much sense as watching Star Wars and insisting to NASA that you're ready to pilot the shuttle. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I know that she's being pedantic in the wording that she's using, but she's honestly saying that, just say this because, you're not ready to be an astronaut, which means that if they did want to be an astronaut before watching porn, the horrible crime of unfortunately watching porn, then, they're going to destroy their dreams of becoming an astronaut.
What a bitch.
Yay. In explaining that porn is entertainment when it's clearly not, it's important because entertainment is something that you watch to actually, like Emmerdale, you watch for the story, or Coronation Street, or fucking EastEnders, or whatever, or fucking Hollyoaks, whatever. You watch those type of things for the actual entertainment value. The only people that go and watch porn are people that want to jack off. They're not going there for the entertainment or the fucking story. Oh, look, we've got a nice young girl here that's trying to get her pipes cleaned. Oh, look, water's just put all over her T-shirt. No, that's not the entertainment that people are watching. In general, most people turn the sound off until you can hear that.
Though I have to say, because I watch quite a bit of porn.
I bet you do.
Like if you watch the start of the story and then you're like, this is too slow. So then you move it on to the bit, and then you move it on a bit, and then he's like ass fucking her and whatnot, and you're like, no, hang on a minute, I've missed an important scene here. So you take it back to the beginning to watch it all the way through.
And this is why women shouldn't watch porn.
Am I the only person who does that?
This is why women shouldn't watch porn. And B, thank you very much for being that brutally honest.
What?
Because I actually honestly do believe that's exactly what you do.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. What?
Anyway, I'm going now. By the way, you did actually prove my point that you didn't watch it for the story.
But you know, a lot of women do watch like the storylines. Some of them,
yes, but they also want to actually watch the scenes and how they interact with the scenes and everything else like that because they want to see the act. Because generally, for women, generally it's not the actual physical pleasure that actually does it; it's the mental putting themselves in that position. It's the reason why books went so far with women but didn't with men. Because men, we need the physical to be able to see it, where women can just use their imagination to put themselves into that place, and it makes them more happy.
oh, poor men being unimaginative.
We don't need imagination. That's why we got porn, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
You don't even watch porn. You can shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. You really don't know how to insult people, do you?
No, not really.
Good girl. Oh, right. In explaining what porn is, it's important to emphasize that it's not a healthy way to learn about sex. No, I will agree with that. It's not a healthy way to learn about sex. I will agree with that. Kanagi, whatever his name is, noted that mainstream pornography transmits mixed messages and harmful ideas about the human. No, it doesn't. Not mainstream pornography. Not mainstream pornography. Yes, there are aspects of fetish pornography that would do. Yes, definitely. Like sticking your head up somebody's fucking cunt. And yes, that's definitely a fetish. That's a fetishized pornography that's not mainstream. But anyway, about what's natural and what's enhanced. I bet this is a bloke talking. I bet you this is a bloke, this Carnegie. I bet you he's a bloke that's talking about it. About consent and about safety. There is nothing more consensual and safe than fucking pornography when it's done under the law. Literally, you have contracts drawn up and what you can do, how long you're allowed to do it for, stuff like that, and get paid for what bits that you do and what you don't do. So there isn't actually now wrong about the consent that goes into actual mainstream pornography and the safety that goes into mainstream pornography. And again, oftentimes in mainstream porn, they're not showing condom use or other contraceptives. Why would they show the woman taking a pill? And actually, this just proves that generally most people don't watch porn because most of them will actually use a condom until they actually get ready to finish, and then it's taken off.
Mm-hmm.
And not unless you actually search out for cream pie, and then that's something completely different.
Bukkake.
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 Yeah. Pornography.
Pornography.
Pornography. You respect my authority.
Pornography.
Other contraceptive use. So it's not a healthy representation of sex. Why isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong, there is more chance of people probably getting pregnant from it, but that doesn't mean that it's not a healthy representation of sex.
Don't they have like quite strict rules in mainstream pornography anyway, where they've got to go for STI checks quite regular?
Yeah.
Just in America, yes.
Yeah.
She
better looked after than most professions in America.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised that they actually get shit tons of money for it as well. The mainstream pornography is not when they first start off, they do get used, and that's a whole different fucking video. But generally, when they've actually made it and they've actually got a name for themselves, like Pamela Anderson and a couple of others, obviously, and I'm using that as the world's biggest one because she's the world's biggest slut. Just ask fucking Billy Idol. Yeah, so when they actually start getting a name for themselves, they can charge the porn company whatever they want to do whatever they want. To a point, I know that there is a particular porn star called Alexis Texas, and for a long time in her contract, she wasn't allowed anything near her ass or anything.
Mm.
Eventually, they paid her enough money to do a whole shoot just for it. So she got a lot of money for that particular thing. So yay. Porn is an industry that's for profit. Yes, of course it is. And it's not for sexual education. Of course it is. I feel like I'm Cenk Uygur. Of course. Sorry, I do a Muppet version. Of course. It's not going to give a curious child accurate information about relationship, bodies, and sex. Well, it will give them accurate information about bodies and sex. Relationships, not so much. Hi, love, I bought you a pizza. I've got no money.
It could be argued it's a form of relationship. It's just how you wish to define it. That's all.
I'm going to leave that. That is completely and utterly the words of Jensen Quinn. Break down the ways porn differs from real life sex. You mean most women are so happy to have a man that can only last for 5 minutes that when they actually see a pornography, they go, damn it, I wish that was me. Let's ask somebody who watches porn. Do you think that way, B?
Do I think that I'm disappointed in real life men over pornography?
No, as in what happens in pornography, as in the positions and the length of time.
Yeah, it does give you an unrealistic idea of how long sex should last.
Should. You mean could.
Could.
Anyway, let's break down the ways porn differs from real life sex. Wallace, I hate her, offered a number of talking points for parents of older children to break down the ways porn is not like sex in real life. In a healthy sexual relationship, partners talk to each other. They find out what feels good for both of them. You really don't know what fucking sex is. Does this feel okay? Yeah, I'm sure that everybody that's ever had sex has gone to their missus. I'm just going to stick it into your vagina. Does it feel okay? Is it okay?
Are you okay? Am I doing this right?
Yeah, I'm sure everybody on their first time probably asked that. Before doing any kind of sexual act, they get consent from their partner. Oh, God. Are you okay with us doing this? Like every 5 seconds, eventually the woman's just going to go, look, you're ruining the mood. Fuck off.
Yeah.
B, as the only woman in the actual stream.
No talking during sex.
Eh?
No talking during sex.
Yeah, just strict eye contact where you don't break it.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. We explain partners treat each other with kindness and respect throughout. They generally do in most mainstream pornography as well, to be fair. I love the way that they've missed out on this bit. They've missed out the W, so they had to put it in as an edit. So they had to put it in the commas. Colons, sorry. Semicolons. So they actually put atching pornography. So you know how well researched and put together this story is now.
Really well.
Yeah. So watching pornography and feeling like you're ready for real life sex makes us as much. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to move from that. Moving away. Other talking points include the fact that the bodies in porn usually don't look like most people's bodies. I told you this was a man that was doing this. Yeah. Penises are often larger than average. Breasts have been enlarged, etc. Consent is seldom. It is generally asked and given. Like you're talking about mainstream pornography, all of them at least insinuate by eye contact and acceptance, and not the woman going, no, don't rape me, as a consent. We just don't need to fucking keep on asking the woman all the time or your partner at the time going, is this okay? Can I touch your nipple on your left side?
The problem is that is the sort of thing they actually expect you to do nowadays. It's ridiculous.
I would have to bring out the gag at that point.
Yeah.
I'm actually smiling. I'm going to move on.
Is it okay if I gag you, honey? I don't care. I'm gagging you anyway.
Yeah, that's permission. That's
And there's really equality in gender roles in heterosexual porn, as winning are the servicing men with little. Do you even watch porn?
No, they don't.
Like, generally, most times the men are licking the shit out of them. I mean, literally licking the shit out of them.
Yeah,
So porn is acting. Kinda. I mean, it's very hard.
Acting ever. Have you ever seen the acting in porn?
And that's kind of why when I went, kinda. But generally, the actual act, the sexual act, isn't acting. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the women in pornography might be exaggerating their enthusiasm for the orgasms that they're pretending to have, maybe. But the actual act itself, that's not acting. There are literally penises going in vaginas.
Mhm.
Like, you can't act that shit out. I mean, you could draw it, but then we go on to tentacle porn, and that's something completely different.
Hentai.
Hentai, yay. Anyway, actors are paid to do what they do. This is not what real sex looks or sounds. You obviously, again, haven't really had a really passionate fucking night with, like, nails and everything going into the back of people, and you really haven't had a really good one-night stand. Anyway, moving on.
say that. These people are obviously, I don't know. I mean, it's almost like this was written by an incel. It really is coming across that way.
It does sound that way. It doesn't. It sounds like their expectation of sex is very, very limited. They honestly feel like, oh, just missionary will do then tonight, honey. Not ever like being thrown onto a bed and just being ravished.
I.e., the good stuff.
I don't think that's ever happened to any of these people. And by the way, I mean that both ways. Some of the best that I've ever had is when the woman's taken complete control. They're some of the best that I've ever had, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with that. When a woman has taken complete control of everything that's going on, they're some of the best that I've ever had. Because I didn't expect it.
And it's always good to try something new, obviously. And
there are certain things that you just don't try. And one of them is a finger or a thumb up the arse.
I won't worry about the thumb, it's the entire forearm up there as well. That's when it gets uncomfortable.
To be fair, I think you would have started to enjoy it by that point. If you're that wide where you can expect that to happen and fit up there, then you've probably done it before.
I neither confirm or deny.
I'm hashtagging denying this.
I don't want to know.
He wasn't asking you to know. He was saying, "What about you?" No, I'm joking. Let's just move on. Also suggested that parents tell their kid, "What?
What?
I missed the paragraph. It's fine. I missed the sentence. It's fine. This is not what real sex looks or sounds like." She stressed. Wallace Wright also suggested that parents tell their kids the only thing that appears to be of value in porn is how sexually desirable a person's body is. I'm not sure that's true, to be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know. Again, some of the women in pornography are not the best looking, and some of them don't have the best bodies either. But in general, I don't think that that's the best thing that you could take away from porn in itself. It's the point of having consensual sex, especially with mainstream porn. I think that's the most thing that you could take it away. That it doesn't have to be which is probably the reason why they're against it. That it doesn't actually have to be consensual for everything that you are. So Lacey Green idea of sex, where you go, oh, let me touch you here. Can I do that? Let me just pull your hair out of your face, because you're a little bit sweaty. Let me just. It's just like, no, that doesn't happen. That really doesn't fucking happen. And I think that's one good thing about porn, that it shows that it doesn't have to happen that way. Especially if you know the person, you don't have to necessarily ask for consent. Now, if the person says no, fair enough, you know that you're not going to have it. But if you're doing something spontaneously, then porn's a good way of showing that you can do that. In my opinion. Just my opinion, then. enough. I'm moving on. There appears to be value in porn and sexual body use. Your value is so much more than what you look like. It includes your personality, character, interests, talents, all the things that make you you. Not if you're a teenager.
No, that's true.
Teach them everyone's the boss of their own body. I before even reading into this I completely and utterly agree with completely and utterly. Everybody is in charge of their own body. If they don't want something, fucking tell them.
Hmm.
When it comes to sexual matters, I will do this. When it comes to sexual matters, young children generally have two main fears. Do I have to do that? And does it hurt? When it comes to porn, little kids may worry that people in the video in pain because they're moaning sounds they make. I did it. I managed to get through it without going, they're fucking young children in the fucking first place. I did it. Let's carry on. I'm not even going to deal it with an answer. After clarifying that porn actors are not hurt, parents can take the opportunity to remind their child that they are the boss of their own body. Well, why they're still watching the porn or why they're sitting... Anyway.
Maybe they should recommend you sit down and watch a porn with your child.
Oh, God.
I would laugh if that was one of the things. Oh, just to make sure that they're watching the right kind of porn, why don't you sit in and watch them from behind so they can't see? It's like, no.
So creepy.
I'd reassure them that you never have to do anything with your body that you don't want to do. That's good advice, said Cabot. So if you don't want to watch videos like that, or if they didn't want to watch the videos, then just press X. They know exactly what the kids know what they're doing better than what I fucking do on the internet. They know better than what Jensen knows on the internet.
Hey.
It's true though, mate.
Okay. All right.
They definitely know the internet better than B.
Oi, I know the internet very well, thank you.
You don't know how Hangouts or Discord work when it comes to muting people.
I know how Discord works. I don't know Hangouts.
I'm going to move on. I'm just going to move on. So if you don't want to watch videos like that, or if you don't want to do the same things with your body, you don't have to do that. You're the boss of your body. Again, I completely and utterly agree. Regarding the pain concern, depends what kind of fetish you're into, you fucking shamists. She added, most people choose to have sex because most of the time sex feels really good. Apparently, to some people that are into BDSM, so does the pain.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't know anything about that. But you don't have to do anything with your body that you don't want to do. Fair enough. Use resources, Amazon.org and YouTube videos. Oh, yeah, go to Lacey Green's channel.
That's amaze.com.org, sorry.
I don't care. I really don't care. Banana pudding.
What?
Banana pudding.
Banana pudding?
Yeah, that's... But can you not see what I'm looking at?
Which bit? Wiggle your mouse on it.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Like, I'm literally on it, god damn it. My finger is pointing at it going, banana pudding!
I can't see.
Oh my God, banana pudding. He's right.
Hang on.
On the clapboard.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, banana.
I know you're all tired, but god damn it. Oh my god. Oh my god. A parent watching something like that with their young person is a great way to spark a conversation.
I told you they were going to make the parent watch porn with their kid.
No. Let's be honest and intellectually honest. They're not saying that they should watch porn. They should watch videos explaining what porn is and what to do in sex. That's what they're actually doing. I'm not saying you should sit down and watch a porn video, but you should sit down and watch what a porn video is like to spark a conversation. And it can often offer some language to parents feeling nervous about how to say and what they need to say, she added. Yeah, this is how you do arse rape.
The correct.
Kanagi also recommends the book Screenwise, helping kids thrive. Oh my god, and survival. They really, really are not great with fucking wording their titles. And the Digital Word by Deborah Heitinger, who also offers resources online I bet she does, to help parents raising digital narratives. Additionally, Kanagi is an ambassador for the Porn Conversation, an organization funded by ethical porn producer, because ethical. Oh, look, Eureka. As far as I'm aware, that's actually a female's name. In actual fact, sorry if I actually get fine porn, but it shouldn't be on just normal Google, but I'm pretty sure that would be a go. Yeah, see, there. Is a Swedish erotic film director. There you go, right there, on the right side of the screen.
Erica Lust.
Yep, film director and a female. And she's 41. So I was right. So surprising that there is a female that is doing porn producing and directing when apparently it's a patriarchal system. And, no woman ever gets asked for their consent. Interesting. She also has a free downloadable resource on the Sex Positive Families website called Porn Talks, a cheat sheet for parents and caring adults.
Oh, good God.
Good God. Make it clear they can come to you. Sorry, about children. I know I shouldn't fucking joke, but fuck me. It is key that parent reassures their child, there, Timmy. You keep going. Their child, they can come to them anytime they see something upsetting or have any question. Wallace, right? I really hate you. Said she advised parents to tell their children, if you ever see anything you don't understand or makes you uncomfortable, please let me know. I'm here to talk and help you. Which, yeah, no, I completely not agree with that. Though I hate the actual person, I agree with what she just said there.
That's about the only good thing she said.
Pretty much. Ideally, before the porn discussion comes... Oh, my God. Before the porn discussion comes up, parents will have already started having small conversations about sexuality with their children on topics like body parts, gender, puberty, and relationships. Why? Why would they? Why would they? Well, I don't understand that, because my parents never really talked to me about any of this sort of stuff. Not saying that they were bad parents, I'm just saying they didn't need to. There's kind of stuff that you find out on your own. That's the reason why you go to porn.
My mum had small conversations like that.
Yeah, but was that actually about the fact that you might need sanitary towels soon?
No, this is before sanitary towels.
You know what I meant, Decad.
I know what you meant, but I think, it's not... I don't think they're pornographic things. I think they're just general things about your body that you have those conversations with your kids when they come up.
Yeah, my parents didn't do that.
Like when a condom advert comes on the TV and you say, Mummy, what's that? They have to say something.
Let's be honest, you never said that.
I did.
You knew what it was.
Not 5 years old, I didn't.
When was there a porn advert on during the day for a 5-year-old to watch?
Not a porn advert, a condom advert.
Yeah, I know, but when was there a condom advert on for during the day when children could watch?
It wasn't on during the day, it was on during the night.
Then that's your fault for being up then.
Well, yeah, because I never slept, so...
Stupid conversation. I'm moving on.
It's not a stupid conversation, but, you never know when your child's going to be exposed to something like that, and you have to deal with it when it comes up.
Yeah, I suppose so. No, I do agree with you on that. All joking aside, I do agree that if it does come up, you do need to sit on it.
You need to address it, yeah.
You do, yeah. You need to sit on it. This gives their children a foundation of knowledge that the parent can build upon, i.e., I thought we actually, for the body parts, gender, and puberty and relationships, I thought that actually come under the idea of sexual education under Key Stage 2, which is year 5 and 6.
It does. Some parents opt out of it, though, don't they?
They can do, yeah, but then those are the parents that are not going to have these conversations about body parts, gender, or puberty or relationships anyway.
They're idiots then.
That's what I was meaning. It's just like it's normally covered. Anyway, they've already discussed how loving relationships involve communication, tenderness, respect. So it makes more sense to the child about how porn does not convey a loving relationship. You're really against the idea of porn, aren't you?
They are against it.
Oh. Kids often have questions about what exactly porn is or the specific acts they saw when they come across porn. Mummy, he didn't put it in the vajayjay, he did it in the pee-pee. Although they are ethical forms of porn on the internet, yeah, because whatever, the videos and kids see to tend to be mainstream porn. Yeah, what's wrong with mainstream porn? I don't see. Which gives off a lot of harmful and toxic messages about consent, gender, blah, blah, blah. Race? Fucking race? Have you never heard of BBC? But that's what I mean. How the fuck is that to do with anything to do with race for mainstream porn?
In mainstream porn, they kind of cross the boundaries of race.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
Well, that's not in mainstream, JJ.
oh, okay.
Bestiality isn't mainstream porn.
Not yet. We're working on it though, Jay.
Hey, we just had a conversation about a whale trying to hump a swimmer. So
Well, that isn't clearly what happened, is it? I'm so disappointed.
I know.
So we did try to have a conversation about it though, so he is technically right.
I need to pee, so I'll be back in a moment.
Simpson, you're up.
Yep, I'm here.
Woman can't hold her liquor. So what we have to do as parents and caring adults is to open up those conversations. Yeah, of course we do. So we have to make sure that we give them the tools and the lens to be able to interpret what they see and know they have a safe place to go if they have questions or anything that comes up. I have to say that it's one of the only things that I do agree with in this passage. That it is nice to know that you've got somewhere to go where you can ask questions and not be judged. That's always good. Always a good thing. I think all parents should try and foster that type of a relationship where they're not judgmental. Yeah, tell them off if they need to be, but oh god, that's I'm going to carry on because I just read something that's right at the top that just got me.
Mm-hmm.
So Cabell emphasizes that the pornography discussion shouldn't revolve solely around Pornhub type media, which generally is mainstream. Apart from their fucking sister thing that they've got going on at the minute.
Yes, well, like you said, this whole thing is really crapping on porn as a concept at the best of times, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, well.
So that's not the only way young people are experiencing pornography, she explained, because of the normality of sexting. Yes, because I'm sure 11-year-olds are sexting. This is more for people that are in between the ages of 14 and 16. Like generally trying to get people to show them their tits or their legs or the penis or whatever. Because remember, it goes both ways. So this is more for older children, more than the children that they're actually trying to target, which is between 10 and 13.
It does sound like they're trying to make this a very broad spectrum thing, even though they're pointing out the youth of some of them, and then they're bringing in the mid-teenage thing. And let's be honest, most teenagers have already got their own concept of what porn defines as. Let's be fair.
I just want to see how much further this story has. Oh my god.
Looks like you're about 2/3.
I've lost where I am. No. I would say have you wiped, but I think that's a bit personal.
Of course I have. I'm female.
Yeah, okay. Sending nudes back and forth, not between us, not tonight. There have to be conversations around the laws that intersect with those kinds of behaviors. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to brush past that like I was a whale.
Yeah.
In many states, there are laws that criminalize teenagers sending nude photos back and forth as manufacturing and dismantling child pornography. They're also called statutory rape laws.
Yeah.
And although enforcement is inconsistent, Cavill believes it is important for middle and high schoolers to be aware of what their state's legal system says, or rather, don't send nudes to people you've only known for a couple of years, as in classmates or teachers, depending on how advanced you are. So, parents can broach this topic by asking their kids if classmate engage. Oh my God, we've been through that. I think we should probably look up the laws and are in our state about this, just so we know, right? Because that's something that you just throw into a conversation.
Yeah. Kids are really going to be interested in reading the legal aspects of things.
Well,
let's
maybe
be
the
fair.
parents should.
No, the parents, yes. But as this whole thing is based on the conversation with the child, I don't think the kid is really going to give a crap what the state's laws are. Let's be fair.
Well, no, I wanted to add to this, actually, to be fair. I really want to add to this because this in itself is trying to suggest that it's a good idea in general, as long as it's safe on the law to send nudes to other people. Now, let's just say something that's blatantly fucking obvious here. If you send something on the internet or to a picture that can be uploaded to the internet, then it doesn't matter if you have the law behind you or not. Once it's up, it's up. It's not coming down. So don't send it in the first place. If people want to do nudes with you, then you know that they're not good for you. Now, difference if you're in a long distance relationship and want to do videos, that's up to you. But sending general nudes to people, probably not the best idea. What do you guys think on that one?
Agree. I mean, the problem is pretty much anything that goes on the internet, it doesn't matter where it came from, it has now become a worldwide thing. So your state may say, yes, it's perfectly acceptable for you to send nudes, but what if the person looking at it is in, I'm just pulling suggestions here, Dubai? They may have a completely different set of freaking rules.
You do.
Well, yeah, obviously. But the point is although the laws in your state say it's okay, the receiver, even if it's not necessarily the intended receiver, because let's be honest, like I say, anything you put on the internet can be found by people if they really are looking.
Well, let's do it even easier and simpler. Say that you're from the UK, you've met a girl that's in your age, you're both 15 years old, and she wants to send you a nude and you send a nude to her. Now, when you send a nude to her, you're just broke the law. And when she sent one to you, when you look at it, you've broken the law. So you've broken the law twice. You go to prison for it. That was actually a case that actually happened in our own country.
Oh, wow.
Because he actually broke the law twice because of statutory rape laws and the child pornography laws.
How old is he? 15, did you say?
Yeah, 15.
And she was 15 as well.
Yeah. But because of the laws in our country with child pornography, because they're under the age of 18, they can't consent to the giving of nudes. So work that one out.
Plus, most teenagers lie about their age anyway as well. So there's also that added problem.
No, I completely and utterly agree with you on that. But even with that aspect, even if it's completely and utterly above board, as Jensen Quinn was trying to suggest as well, that if she was to send you a picture, and even if you're the same age and you didn't send one back, you open it, you can go to prison for it because you're looking at child porn. And the thing is, there was one even better that actually is a national news story. There was, they were both in the same country. The man and female, when they were 15, they sent each other nudes. When they separated, when they got to about 18, 19, he still had the picture of her on his phone. He never showed anybody. But he got arrested for a separate incident. And when they went through his phone and they see the picture, he got arrested for child pornography. But even though the girl herself, even though she wasn't being a bitch, said to the police, no, I gave consent for that as long as you didn't share it around and whatever back at the time, he still got done for child pornography. And was put onto a sex offending register.
Well, I think we can break this down to a very simple thing. Don't send nudes.
Don't send nudes.
Well, that's my philosophy all the way along. That's my philosophy all the way along. Don't send nudes. Don't send nudes. I know it's when you're a teenager, you kind of just want to go, yeah, we're doing it. But yeah, just don't do it.
Of course they do. They're in their exploration and trying to figure everything out, and it's exciting, and you kind of don't want to stop that, but they've got to have those boundaries.
Hey, B.
They should know about the law.
Hey, B. Is it an explosive environment?
Is it a what?
Explosive environment.
Explosive environment. Did I say explosive?
Yes.
No, I did.
Why is it an explosive environment?
Well, what do you think happens if they start getting excited?
They blow up.
You got there. Yay! Right. We ain't got much left, have we? Oh, we have.
You've got those left. You're like 3/4 of the way.
No, I don't want to do it anymore.
On then.
I think
I'm just going to reiterate the same old crap they've come up with the past two. I can't even speak now.
It's too late. It's a 3-hour stream. I can't. Well, it's coming up to 3 hour and 12 minutes. I'm not interested anymore. Fuck everything. Oh, I have kept my hair in a decent condition today, rather than it being the hippiness that it was on Friday.
It was really bad. What was going on then? Did you get like hit by the wind or something?
Let's just say bedhead.
I said it was sex hair. I said it. I called it.
No. Let's just call it bedhead that started at 8 o'clock.
Sex hair.
Shh. These things don't happen. I have no idea what you're talking about. No.
Right.
Right. So what are we doing? What are we doing then? Are we still doing this again next Sunday? Are you going to be here, B?
Yeah.
Benson, I know B is because B loves it. She
Yeah.
loves a bit of me.
I do love a bit of CSG on a Sunday.
So, Jensen Quinn, are you coming? I mean, are you?
Gross.
you might want to rethink your words, sir.
That's why we're gonna O this time.
Yeah, as ever, mate. If I'm able to be on, I'll be on. Don't worry.
Cool. No worries then. So, what does everybody else actually really want? What does everybody else want to do?
The human brain.
I'm not doing another. I'm just not doing that. I'm just not. I just can't. I'll save it for another day. We'll do it next week.
Actually, I do have something. Jensen showed me a video clip earlier of preschool Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
No. I'm
No.
not having children fighting on my fucking YouTube channel. So there's certain things I'll talk about that are while raping a woman, but I'm not having children fighting.
Seriously, though, in Missouri, there is a school and...
He said no.
I know, but...
No,
I'm
he-
No. He can explain it. I'm just not showing it.
Okay,
Right.
fine. I'll shut up.
Basically, there was a school in Missouri, and two of the teachers had a stroke of genius to set it up as basically a fight club. They had the kids wearing the big Hulk spongy fists, and they were beating the absolute shit out of each other. It was...
That is cool. I actually quite like that. Have you got the link for that?
I can dig it back out.
Go
for
get
you.
it now.
Okay.
It's going to take too long. I wanted to get off soon anyway.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and especially after talking about child porn, yes, I'm definitely going to be getting off. I'm kind of sick.
Oh God.
No matter what you say, it's just going to go badly, dude.
I need a shovel.
Ew.
Yeah, not to dig myself over. I need it to knock the kid out.
Trying to find no.
Well, if you're going to dig yourself a grave, you might as well use dynamite.
Fair play.
Might as well just use dynamite. Fuck it. Well, yeah.
Right, I'll send you the link later when I've dug it out, okay?
Oh,
All right, so yeah, that's fine. Right, do you have any last words then, B? Yeah, B.
you know, I never think about the final thoughts until you like come to it at the end, and I literally just wrote it on my hand. I don't know why, because I'm trying to rack my brain. I have no final thoughts. I just headbutt the computer.
And that was the final thoughts from B. I just headbutted the computer. That will be on her tombstone.
Yay!
Jensen?
This was a very long stream, mostly taken up by failed whale sex. All
Yeah.
in all, actually a highly entertaining little stream. So, yeah, I enjoyed it, mate.
Yay! Yeah, I suppose I should do some sort of form of, I don't know, final word thing. I don't know. So I don't know. I've enjoyed tonight quite a bit. I thought it was quite funny. It's gone on a hell of a lot longer than I thought it was. For people that are thinking, "Oh, this is not your normal type of stream," I fucking know that. That's the whole reason why I'm doing it this way, and that's the reason why it's called "B Will Blow Your Sundays," because this is not a Common Sense Guy stream. This is a B's stream. So expect depravity and laughing and lots of shit. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that one. I'm going to leave you with this last little video, and I hope everybody will enjoy what's on here.
Rebellions are a fantastic source for slaves. Not at all. You get tyranny for enslaving rebellious vassals. Tyranny is a fantastic source for rebellions. This just became a genius economic plan. How can I boost infant mortality rates? My lustful wife isn't cheating on me. And that's a problem. Every time I kill Africans, I get imprisoned. I mean, it's funny to chop off my heir's hand in a duel, but it seems weird that all my kids hate me. Roses are red, violets are pretty. At age 0, Kamala Siran was hanged on the order of Emperor Ranulph of Sicily. Whoa, wait. That wouldn't even work. Babies are light and their heads are too much of their body weight. The body won't drag them down enough. All you'd get is the baby hanging there, wailing and pooping until it's... I mean, that's monstrous and evil. You naughty person. You put the rope around its neck and then get someone to pull it down for a bit. Yeah, get the executioner to pull on its legs. Why are we having a discussion about the most effective way to kill a baby? I mean, if you make enough children, then at least some of them have to turn out alright. Yeah? Yeah, a bunch of mine are pretty good. Do you know their names? Of course not. But one might be Henry. Okay, so get this. Edward Butler. His traits: diplomatic genius and poor diplomat. My physician chopped my dick off due to food poisoning and it killed me. To Syrian Doge Ugo III from Pope Gregorius VII. This is a pope, right? I have heard of the trouble in the most Syrian Republic of Pisa, and I fully agree that the Jews are to blame for your problems. Drive them out or kill them, I care not. 3 days later. My Jews won't come back. Could I breed Jews? Daughter concubines are a thing. That is disgusting. Have some class. Sisters are concubines. Daughters are for marriage.
Oh my-
If you're becoming a master seducer, the only woman in the entire world that doesn't have a positive opinion of me is my wife. What's your go-to method to kill yourself? As king, my wife is pleased when I choose her to tutor my bastards. My pregnant bastard daughter was burned at the stake by her husband. Possessed cannibal horse. Y'all, is this a Berserk reference? How do I, as a 5-year-old, kill myself? I just sold my mom to the Chinese emperor in exchange for a fucking bathrobe. How do I speed up this ethnic cleansing? People have it so easy these days. I remember when I had to pray for a bug to be able to seduce my sister or daughter.
What?
Disgusting. I only have heterosexual sibling incest. My bastards are getting legitimized without my consent. People keep burning my kids at the stake. It's annoying. Like, come on, dude. She might be a member of a secret cult, but she's also the daughter of the emperor. How do I get my husband to kill himself? I once hanged myself when I was trying to castrate someone.
What?
Okay,
How?
look, I've done some fucked up shit before, but I think letting a kid die and then stealing his head from his grave is a new record. My eugenics program has failed, and now I have to kill my retarded son. My daughter is hot. How do I convert to Zoroastrianism as an English Catholic king? Somebody cut off my genius 12-year-old grandson's dick off and sent him to the Chinese. Is there any way I can become a lesbian so I can seduce my twin sister? We impregnated each other's wives at the same feast. Yo. That's big if true. My 1-month-old Satanist nephew, who I beat into joining the cult, suggested we have a gay orgy. Life hacks. Marry lesbians. They won't cheat on you. So let me understand this. I can fuck a horse. I can fuck a bear. I can probably be a horse fucking a bear. Hell, I could probably be a gay horse fucking a gay bear during a satanic orgy. However, I can't fuck my sister. All I'm saying is that the standards seem a little bit off.
A little bit.
My wives. My eunuch son thinks a child I had with his wife is his. How
Oh
do I
dear.
stop having bastards with my mom? Well, you marry your mom, duh. No.
Mhm.
wait. Hey everyone, Simo here.
That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. And we will all see you again really soon, which will be next week. But thank you very much.